KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. It's the John Kobylt Show. Hi, how are you? Hi for the second time in some cases. Good that you're here. We are on every day from 3 to 6, and then after 6 o'clock, we turn into a podcast, John Kobylt Show on demand, and you can access that in the iHeartRadio app. And we're live streaming on YouTube again, so you can watch us. You go to youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. This morning, we did a special bonus out of the blue live stream between 11 and noon. And if you didn't see it, you can watch that too later on. Excuse me. See, I already did an hour of screaming, and I don't have that much left in me. Let's start first. Oh, there's so much we're going to do today. Karen Bass went on CNN with Alex Michelson. Wow. Boy, that was smoke and ruins by the time she stopped talking. Well, we've got a number of clips to play you. We're going to have to go to the clip well several times today for that. But first, Alex Stone is coming on here because I have not seen this. I don't go looking for this stuff. There's a horrific video online which shows the two San Diego shooters, Caleb Vasquez and Kane Clark. Vasquez is trying to get Clark to kill him, and then Clark takes a pistol and shoots Vasquez in the head twice and then kills himself. Well, that's what the internet was made for. Let's get Alex Stone on to explain all this. Alex, how are you?
This is a site where people go to see people die, and that's where it was, and that's what people were watching. And Clark is seen wearing camo and a plate carrier, and he's got neo-Nazi symbols on it. And then, as you mentioned, Clark shoots Vasquez in the head, and then he racks the gun and shoots himself, and then it was over at that point. But their connections to extremist ideology are, pretty clear now that it's all coming together. They had words written on their guns, including neo-Nazi insignia. There was what the FBI is calling a manifesto, 75 pages, 2 hate-filled essays, one written by each of them, where, they talk about everything that they hate. And it's not just the Islamic faith. It is all religions, all races. They promote white nationalism, but they had hatred for immigrants, for racial minorities, anger toward women who prefer taller men. It was all over the...
Anger for women who prefer taller men.
Yeah. When you got hate, you got hate. And, that was one of the things. And we know that the police in Chula Vista, that they were called to investigate Vasquez last year. Somebody who knew him, and maybe a family member, we don't know who called in the report, but that they were worried about him because he was interested in mass casualty attacks and extremist ideology. And Chula Vista police went and talked to him, but there wasn't enough based on what he said and his social media activity, based on freedom of speech, for them to make an arrest. And so they investigated him, and they really couldn't do anything at that time. But he had clearly been raising flags of see something, say something, that somebody in his life was saying to Chula Vista police, this is an issue, like, can you check this kid out?
They check it out, but they don't do anything.
But what can they do if they don't have probable cause,
There was no indication that they had a plan to go and kill people.
No, there was nothing showing that they were going to do anything violent or that they had a plan for anything. And then fast forward to Monday morning around 9 o'clock, Kane Clark's mother calls San Diego police saying that her son is missing. He left a suicide note. He left wearing camo, took her car, took her guns, and she's worried. Well, that set off alarms within San Diego PD of that this is not a good combination of everything he left with. And they began looking for both of them because they knew he was with his friend. Now we know Caleb Vasquez, but they couldn't find him in time. And they went to a mall. They went to his high school. They couldn't find them there. And then as officers were back, which was only a couple of blocks away from the mosque, at the family home, getting more information from his mom, they got the call that there was an active shooter at the mosque. And they knew in that moment that they were late. But by the way, the guns came from mom, and she noticed that they were missing. Now there's going to be questions about were they stored correctly? What were the kids' access to them? All of that.
She ought to be charged.
Well, and we asked the DA that today, and the DA in San Diego says that they're not going to talk about it. It's an open investigation. But the one thing that we know, the real hero in this whole thing was the security guard, Amin Abdullah, father of 8. He was on duty at the Islamic Center of San Diego on Monday midday. He saw them go running by him. They did not see him. He stopped them, and I mean, they had the weapons. They had shotguns on them, so he stopped them and engaged them in that moment. And police are saying that it was that delay as they got into a gun battle with him that allowed him to radio in a lockdown order, and they got 140 children inside, into behind locked doors and hiding in closets and everywhere where they could. Otherwise, they would have gone in and those kids would have been right there. That also allowed police to get rolling, code 3, lights and sirens. It was a wide call. San Diego PD, sheriff, CHP, everybody was rolling in. That they could hear the sirens. So once they killed Abdullah, once they went in, there was nobody in there for them to kill. It was empty. It was locked down. They couldn't get beyond the locked doors. So they heard the sirens coming, according to police, based on what they can see in surveillance video, and they knew they had to bolt it out of there if they weren't going to get killed by the cops coming in. So they ran out. They shot and killed 2 more people outside. Then they drove away, shot at a landscaper. He's going to be okay. And then they killed themselves. But the police chief, Scott Wall in San Diego, is saying this about Abdullah.
His actions, without a doubt, delayed, distracted, and ultimately deterred these 2 individuals from gaining access to the greater areas of the mosque.
This could have been another mass school shooting of children down to kindergartners had they been able to get in there. They were not. This is Abdullah's daughter.
He was a loving father, husband, son, brother, and uncle. To me, my dad was a role model.
And she says that he wanted to protect. That's why he had that job. That's why, he dressed like a police officer. He was on duty there, a professional armed security guard, and he did it. And he may have saved a lot of lives, making them stop and engage with them instead of running right in.
How many guns did they have?
They had 3 on them. They had 2 shotguns and a handgun. The family, when the ATF and FBI and San Diego police went in, they seized 30 guns from the family and a crossbow.
30 guns?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about, surprise at that number. But talking to federal agents today, they say that's not uncommon for somebody who is a gun enthusiast or a collector. That 30 guns.
I understand. I understand that. It's just that these guys showed up dressed in full Nazi gear.
Yeah.
And they had access to these guns, and they had all kinds of hate speech on their weapons. How do they get all this equipment? How do they
without mom and dad knowing?
Without anybody knowing, especially if they're online and they joined all these groups and these chat rooms ranting and raving about everybody. How does nobody know this is coming?
That's going to be part of as they got to put it all together, the investigation that if you're buying these, the patches and whatnot, that you think you're probably doing that online, and that's being delivered to the home.
What, by Amazon? Amazon has the Nazi gear?
I don't think Amazon necessarily, but I'm sure there are places you can get it, or you get it made. But 17, 18 years old, and the body armor, unless that belonged to mom as well.
Body armor.
The plates that they had. All of that it seems like there would have been.
That's impossible. It's impossible that friends and family weren't aware that these 2 were this deep in. That's just unbelievable.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. We know with Vasquez, somebody a year ago called and said, hey, I'm worried about him, but it doesn't seem that they knew that it was going to this step.
All right. Well, Alex Stone, thank you very much for coming on.
John. Yeah.
When we come back, there's another kid in San Diego. Oh, the internet just facilitates all kinds of stupidity and insanity. Apparently, there's a lot of blockheads who are going after a third kid who has a similar name to one of the shooters, but he's entirely innocent, and he's afraid he's going to get killed. I'll explain to you his connection to this. The kid's terrified. God, just an idiotic species. None of this existed not that long ago. And now the existence of the internet has created so much insanity with people. More coming up. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. 7 people have been charged in connection with residential burglaries in Southern California. And we have a roundup of fires burning in California. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour, heading over to the 15 next.
Life can change in an instant. One accident, and suddenly you're dealing with pain, confusion, and a lot of uncertainty about what happens next. Here comes Sweet James. They understand the physical, emotional, and financial toll an accident can take. They deal with this every day. When you call Sweet James, now you have a team in your corner that handles the legal fight so you can focus on getting your life back together. They can't guarantee or predict the outcome of any case. But if you've been hurt in a car, trucking, or motorcycle accident, this is not something you should handle alone. For a free consultation, you call 1-800-9-MILLION, 800-9-MILLION, 800-9-000-000. You want Sweet James by your side. They have offices throughout California, including Los Angeles. A free consultation by calling 800-9-MILLION, 800-9-000-000, sweetjames.com.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs ranging from the 70s to low 90s. This report brought to you by Allstate. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Crash on the 15 in the Cajon Pass.
So this wreck is along the northbound side just before the 138, and it's blocking the 2 right lanes. That drive is loading up, getting away from Cleghorn, and it looks like it's becoming worse as well. Let me double check. But let's back those delays up all the way to the 215 merge, and it's just dense and slow through that stretch. We're also looking at another problem, this one over in the Whittier area, South 605 Peck Road. Left lane has been blocked due to a crash with a backup from Valley. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Nobody has ever said, I wish I'd waited longer to protect my savings. So why are you? Here's what most Americans don't know, but you're going to know. You can roll part of your 401k or IRA into physical gold and silver without cashing out, paying taxes, or taking a penalty. It's called a gold IRA, and it only takes about 15 minutes to start. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com for your free gold IRA guide. noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax or financial professional before making any investment decisions.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
LNK's Therapy Thursday is now a podcast. Love, lies, family fights, it's all waiting for you now on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. LNK's Therapy Thursday, the podcast.
It's complicated. These days, that's how people even describe their relationship status. When it comes to the latest complexities in your car, it's gotten really complicated. The experts at AMCO undergo the most rigorous training to stay on top of the latest car technologies, so there's nothing we can't fix. Well, except for that complicated relationship. When it comes to that, you're on your own. AA, MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free.
AMCO, with over 40 centers serving Southern California.
Hey, y'all, it's Dean Sharp. This Memorial Day, American Vision Windows honors the community with a tradition of quality that you can trust. Save 25% on your entire project, plus receive a special token of appreciation, a free Sun Matrix package upgrade. They've installed over 1 million windows, and most jobs take just 1 day. Hurry, this Memorial Day offer ends May 31st. Visit AmericanVisionWindows.com or call them at 888-686-8249. New customers only. Some restrictions apply. Call or see website for details. Offer ends May 31st.
Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
After an accident, one question comes to mind. What happens next? Wilshire Law Firm brings clarity when things feel uncertain. While you focus on healing, we fight for the compensation you deserve. That's what happens next. Call now. 1-800-ABCDEFG. Wilshire Law Firm is in L.A.
Women are smart. They watch these crime shows. That's where they get all the information on how to wipe out their husband.
Tim Conway Jr.
They watch 48 Hours or Forensic Files.
Tonight, 6 to 10 on KFI AM 640.
How would you do it if you had to knock him off? Would it be...
Listen, I'm smart enough not to incriminate myself.
That's right.
They can pull this from the podcast. So not going there.
This will be evidence.
This is KFI. More stimulating talk.
Hey guys, it's us, the Jonas Brothers. I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Nick. And guess what? We created our own podcast called Hey Jonas.
We invented a podcast?
Well, we didn't invent it. We just contributed to it.
First people to do podcasts. We get to ask other people questions because we're sick and tired of being asked questions.
Well, sick and tired is a strong way to put it, but you know,
tired and sick.
Tired and sick.
Listen to Hey Jonas on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Hey Jonas and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Hey, it's Conway Show today after 6 p.m. This is Memorial Day weekend coming up. A lot of people don't know that, but we'll have all the details on where the hell everyone's going this weekend. That's today at 6 on the Conway Show, right here on KFI. KFI, AM 640. Oh, we got to give away $1,000? Yes.
Now is your opportunity to win $1,000. Yes! Just enter the nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. That's GRAND, GRAND.
Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash.
Brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
Okay. Grand. Enter at KFIAM640.com/cash. If you win, you get an email. Check your junk and spam folder. Listen to KFI always. We have a winning keyword every hour, every weekday. Starts at 9 in the morning all the way to 5 in the afternoon. Next chance to win with us at 4:20 on KFI. It's the John Kobylt Show. Deborah Mark is here. You could follow us on social media at John Kobylt Radio, and we are live on YouTube. YouTube.com/@John Kobylt Show. So go watch us live. You never know when Deborah might appear. Well, we have a new member. Yes, we do have a new member. And what is the new member's name? Because you set this thing up on a small screen far away, and I can't make it out.
Oh, it is Evan 4074.
Evan 4074. All right. Is that his jail identification? Or anyway, Evan, welcome. Thank you for the membership, and soon we will have benefits for being a member. I have to ask you, since you're a mom. Well, you know you're a mom. I'm not telling you.
Yeah, I do know I'm a mom.
You're a mom, and you raised 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
Yes.
And I had 3 boys.
Yes.
Now, is there any possibility your son could get involved to the point where he's dressing up as a Nazi, running out with a rifle, and being connected to all these bizarre groups without you getting a whiff of it? Is that possible at all?
Well, right now he's living in a different state.
Oh, so it could be happening.
So it could be happening. I would highly doubt it. I would hope that I raised him better. I'm not blaming the parents though, but I'm just saying.
Oh, I am.
But I don't know what he's doing on a day-to-day basis, right?
All right, but when your kid was 17 and living in the house,
I would hope that I would know. I would really hope that I would know.
Is it possible not to know?
I think it is. I'll tell you why.
Well, I guess it is. But
it is. It is because when they're going to school or they're going out with their friends, they tell you one thing and maybe they're lying to you, right?
But when the boxes of Nazi memorabilia show up, though.
Yes, I would hope that I would have seen that. But I wasn't going through his stuff in his room.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, well.
I trusted
my
him.
wife did.
No, I had a level of trust with my kids.
To me, it's always trust but verify.
Yes, but what am I going to do? Hey, I'm going to go in your room. I'm going to check and make sure that you don't have any pistols and rifles,
or boxes of Nazi uniforms.
Right.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Well, I didn't do that, but my kids turned out really well, so I was lucky.
You think it's luck? You don't. When you get this bad and this evil, it's not luck.
I think it's genetics. I think there is outside influences.
I bet you these two when they were 5, they were trouble.
I mean, yes, you can go back to issues in the childhood.
Sometimes people are born psychotic.
I mean, I think parents can only. I mean, we're not superheroes as much as we hope we are.
But this is a low bar here.
No, I agree, but
keep your kid from dressing up as a Nazi.
Yes, but if you don't see him, if your kid brings a duffel bag, I mean, did your wife go through their backpacks every single day to make sure that they didn't change clothes at school or after school? I mean, there are ways kids can do things without us parents knowing. I mean, that's the truth.
Some things, yes. This level just floors me.
Well, yes. I mean, this is beyond.
Yeah. And then there's this kid, Jacob Vasquez. Now, remember one of the killers. His name is Caleb Vasquez, Caleb. This guy is Jacob, spelled funny, Jakub, and he's going online saying, "I am not Caleb. I'm Jacob," but he does have a connection because the other guy, Kane Clark, was on the same wrestling team 2 years ago at Madison High School. So I guess people are going online, finding out that Kane Clark was a wrestler and this Vasquez was a wrestler, but it's Jacob Vasquez. That was his teammate, not Caleb. And he is getting pummeled online with all kinds of threats. What Jacob says about Kane, he was nothing more than a teammate. After the season ended, I had no contact with him. I have no association with him. I'm not involved in this matter in which they were planning in any way, shape, or form. He goes, I want to clear my name. I'm nowhere near involved in any of this. This is false information. And I'm being falsely recognized as Caleb Vasquez. I have no idea who he is. They say we graduated the same year. I have no knowledge who he is, what school he even attended. And he's getting threats online. He thinks somebody's going to come and kill him. What are the odds of that?
I mean, that's pretty scary.
No, that's horrible.
It is.
Horrible,
it is.
horrible. You know, and there's going to be some kind of link online always, right? Because
absolutely.
This is just become just so insane. I mean, if there was like some secret weapon from aliens that would just disable the entire internet.
Can I say something? It's not related, but just how ridiculous people are really quick. There was a car that made a left-hand turn in front of me last night. There was nobody behind me. I wasn't going super slow to annoy anybody. And he had to get right in front of me where I had to jam on my brakes and honk at him. Beat up car, looked like a loser. Couldn't even wait for me. There was nobody behind me. So he's going to wait 1 second. He had to cut me off. Anyway,
honked? But you honked.
Yes, of course I honked.
I have told you do not honk.
I had to honk.
No, honking leads to shooting.
Well, I didn't get shot.
Do not honk.
I was so angry. I gave a long honk.
Oh, no, you're asking for it. Don't do that.
So we're supposed to let everybody do things like that in the world?
Yes. Let them cut you off. You honk, you could die. There's too much insanity. Look, I'm just looking out.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
We've got more coming up. All right, we come back. Karen Bass, Alex Michelson, CNN. You're going to lose it listening to this lady. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
7 people have been charged with felonies in connection with a surge of residential burglaries in the San Fernando Valley and surrounding communities. LA County DA Nathan Hawkman says they are accused of prowling neighborhoods, smashing their way into homes, and stealing stuff from families. He's urged people to protect themselves by notifying neighbors, police, or sheriff's deputies when they plan to be out of town. The Sandy fire in Ventura County has burned nearly 1,700 acres. It is 15% surrounded. Fire crews are watching the wind just as closely as the flames in Simi Valley. This guy tells KFI smoke is an issue too.
And the smoke was all over the place. It looked like it was right on top of me. It was probably a couple of ridges away. But it really looked kind of menacing.
The Bain fire in Riverside County has burned almost 1,400 acres. That one is 25% surrounded. The Verona fire in Riverside has burned 500 acres, 5% surrounded. The Burrow fire in LA County has burned 30 acres. That one is 70% surrounded. The Santa Rosa Island fire has burned nearly 17,000 acres and is 26% contained. LA and Orange County are under a smoke advisory until at least 4:30 due to the fires burning. Authorities in New Mexico say 3 people are dead. More than a dozen first responders are being treated for exposure to an unidentified substance after being called to a home near Albuquerque for a suspected drug overdose. An Albuquerque fire rescue officer says investigators believe the substance may be transmitted through contact and don't think it is airborne. President Trump has delivered the commencement address at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy in Connecticut. He congratulated the cadets this morning and praised them for their hard work and dedication.
Today is all about the incredible class of 2026 that you've achieved and all of the things that you've achieved and the exciting future that awaits. You have an amazing future.
Trump also thanked the parents and families who raised the cadets. Trump last spoke at the Coast Guard Academy during his first term in 2017. And the British government has quietly eased some sanctions on Russian oil because of rising fuel costs tied to the war in Iran. A new trade license allows the import of Russian oil refined into jet fuel and diesel in countries like India and Turkey. UK Treasury Minister Dan Tomlinson says the changes are temporary, and Britain insists its sanctions against Russia remain tough. Southland weather from KFI, sunny tomorrow and a little cooler, mid-70s for Metro LA, low 80s in the valleys, around 80 in the high desert and inland OC, windy in the high desert, low 70s at the beaches, and low 80s to low 90s in the IE. Right now, 83 in Laguna Woods and 85 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Stall on the 5 in Santa Clarita.
On the northbound side, and it's just past the 14 freeway. Big rig blocking the right lane. That drive is slow moving away from the 210 freeway. Let's stay on the 5, but this is the southbound side in Castaic where there's an overturned big rig, and it's blocking the 2 right lanes southbound before the lower crossover. That's loading up the drive getting away from Templin Highway. We're also looking at the drive in South LA with a crash, 110 northbound before Manchester Avenue. Everyone's out of lanes, but in the center divider. So it's causing a slow drive all the way from the 105 freeway. And we're going to look at the drive in Irvine. This is on the northbound side of the 5, slowing from the 133. It remains heavy and stretches all the way to Harbor in Anaheim, tough in the Cajon Pass. This is the 15. Making your way along that northbound side, there's a crash just before the 138. 2 right lanes are blocked, loading the drive up from the 215 merge. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Gold and silver recently soared to record highs, then pulled back, and they're high again. So are metals still a good buy? Well, many Wall Street experts predict higher prices ahead. And why is that? Trillions of dollars in national debt, a declining dollar, and inflation that keeps shrinking our savings. Gold remains a historical hedge for wealth protection. Call Lear Capital for a free gold kit. Call 800-225-8100, 800-225-8100, Lear Capital, 800-225-8100.
I'm Joseph Cabrera, and I believe California can lead again. Right now, too many families feel left behind by rising costs, unsafe neighborhoods, and failing infrastructure. I'm running for governor because California needs an independent fix, leadership focused on people, not politics. As a business owner, I know we can solve problems without raising taxes. I'm Joseph Cabrera, candidate for governor, and I'm asking for your vote.
Disclaimer. Paid for by the Joseph Cabrera for Governor 2026 Committee.
When you're hiring,
Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
Voters are listening to the radio, and they're really listening. If you're running for office, radio gets your message heard, not scrolled past. Reach communities everywhere and be on the air in just 48 hours. Go to winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
OPL Law, your advocates and your voice when you need it most. OPLlaw.com.
Call 844-GO-SMILE to learn about the new Lifestyle Smile dental implants from Lasting Smiles.
This is Jacob Emrani. When you need help after an accident, I'm here for you.
1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
What if this weekend was different? What if you didn't just live with stress or anxiety? What if you actually did something about it? What if you could change your life in just 2 days? You can. At the Dianetics Seminar, based on Dianetics, the modern science of mental health, you'll learn and apply powerful techniques designed to free yourself from emotional and physical burdens holding you back. It's hands-on, and you'll put the tools to work immediately. In a single weekend, you can relieve stress, reduce anxiety, and take charge of your mental health. Make this the weekend that changes everything. Go to Dianetics.org/seminar. That's Dianetics.org/seminar.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeartRadio station.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We're on from 3 to 6 every day. Podcast after 6 o'clock. John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. And we're live on YouTube. YouTube.com/@John Kobylt Show. And go and find us and watch us starting now. All right. I saw this morning. By the way, I talked about this. I played the video on the live stream we did. We did a special one at 11 o'clock this morning, and that's on YouTube now. And we played the video. But this is something you must hear. There is so much wrong with Karen Bass on Alex Michelson last night on CNN. Honest to God, don't know where to start. But the first question that we're going to play for you is him asking her about why after 3 years, why didn't she eradicate homelessness like she promised? So let's start cut number 1. We'll probably stop and start this from time to time.
When you talked to Jake Tapper in 2023, you said that your goal was to end street homelessness in LA by 2026. It's now 2026.
And we haven't ended it.
We have not ended it. And we're not close to ending it. How are you so off?
Well, basically, when I said that, it was at the beginning of my term. I am very committed to achieving that goal. I didn't anticipate some of the bureaucratic barriers that I would experience, but I am prepared to take those on now. And let me just give you an example.
All right, stop before the example. This is how she handles these questions. This is scripted, rehearsed. This is customer service speak. What you do is restate the problem. He says, hey, when you took over as mayor in 2023, she's a new mayor. She goes on CNN. She tells Jake Tapper, hey, by 2026, it's gone, eliminated, eradicated. No more street homelessness, all gone. So she states the problem. Yes, I did say that. In 2026, it would be gone. And then she laughs, kind of embarrassed, because very little has changed to anybody's eyes. She has her phony statistics, but we'll get to that later. But she's committed. See, she wants a do-over, second chance. Yeah, I put in 3.5 years. I've accomplished nothing on the homeless front that anybody can see, but I am committed. And she didn't anticipate the bureaucratic obstacles. Time out. I don't have transcripts of all the debates. But when Rick Caruso was talking about how she had no leadership or executive experience, she started telling us about all the years she was in government. She had, I don't know how many years in the legislature, but she had 10 years in Congress. She has a lot of experience in government, and all you do when you're in the legislature or in Congress is you have to deal with the bureaucracy. In fact, you're giving the bureaucracy the instructions on how to handle all these issues. Their terms of engagement come from you. Now, you didn't know, because this, again, has built up for years, especially the last 10 years under the Garcetti administration. You knew that they were resistant because the problem kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And billions were getting thrown at it. And everything, I think she uses the word metastasized. And now she's going, I didn't know it was going to, basically, I didn't know it was going to be this hard. But if you just give me a second chance, I'm really committed this time. I was livid listening to this. Play some more.
And let me just give you an example. Los Angeles made a decision probably 25 years ago to not address street homelessness, to focus solely on building. And granted, I have fast-tracked 42,000 units of affordable housing, but it still takes a couple of years. So basically, the policy of LA City and LA County was we could accept street homelessness as long as we were building.
Wait, stop. That was the policy. Nobody told us that. We could see it on the streets that the government had accepted it, but nobody said that. Nobody ran on that. Garcetti ran twice. He didn't say, we're going to accept street homelessness. I didn't hear Bass say that, but she did the same policy. She accepted street homelessness, and she's trying to build, which is ludicrous because they're building stuff that it's $1 million per apartment. And it takes years and years and years. She is not building 42,000 apartments in 2 years. She actually said that. I fast-tracked 42,000 apartments, but it's going to take a couple of years. No chance, because we've already given her billions of dollars for projects. A lot of them didn't get built. Ones that did get built, they never put the homeless inside, and they're sitting empty. A lot of the renovations were never done. It just became one big corrupted boondoggle, a cesspool, a sewer. Play some more.
Policy of LA City and LA County was we could accept street homelessness as long as we were building. We didn't anticipate the problem metastasizing. In my 3.5 years, for the first time, 2 years in a row, street homelessness has decreased in our city.
Okay, stop. Fake news, fake statistics, total BS. The only place it went down, it was on the west side with Tracy Park because she insisted repeatedly, publicly. And they cleared it out because the people on the west side have more muscle, more power, more money, more influence, more lawyers. They were taken out. And Tracy Park is everything a council person should be. She responds, she gets the job done. In the other districts, it's disgusting. The people were probably moved out of the West Side, and they ended up in everybody else's neighborhood. A lot of the 2,000 to 3,000 a year die. And the numbers are faked. Because when the Rand Corporation went and did their own count, they did 3 districts. They did Hollywood, they did Skid Row, and Venice. And they found that the undercounts of the homeless were off by 25%. 25%. In one of those districts, it was off by 40%. So her numbers are fake. The head of LASA, Felicia Adams Kellum, she was targeted by a whistleblower in court documents where the whistleblower said that Adams Kellum, Bass's friend, told everybody to fudge the numbers so that Karen Bass's inside safe looks good. That's part of the public record. So employees were under orders to fake the numbers. Rand Corporation has found that the numbers were false. And now Christopher Rufo, working for City Journal, is going to do their own count. They're going to adopt the Rand Corporation's methods, and we'll get a third count there. How much more is left of this?
A minute and a half.
A minute and a half, you say? Jeez. Okay. Well, when we come back, we'll play that minute and a half. I can't get through this thing. Crazy person. Deborah Mark. Sorry, that wasn't meant for you.
Thank you. Please clarify.
Crazy person, period. Not comma. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour news.
Here is the latest. Firefighters are still working to contain a series of wildfires in Southern California, and the Justice Department has officially indicted former Cuban leader Raul Castro. We'll have more at the top of the hour from your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center. We make it easy. Stall on the 55 in Irvine.
Northbound side before Dyer Road. That's where the left lane has been blocked. Delays are backing up all the way from the 73 out of Costa Mesa. We're also looking at the Cajon Pass. This earlier wreck on the 15 northbound coming up on the 138. At last check, it was blocking the 2 right lanes, and delays are backing up away from the 215 merge. Also, some slow traffic served up along that 91 freeway. This is making your way eastbound in Anaheim from the 57 to Green River. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Here's a question. How many brokers does it take to insure your business? Well, if you're like most business owners, the answer is too many. Multiple policies, multiple applications, and no clear view on how it all fits together. And when questions come up, it's not easy to get the clarity you need. Super Sure changes all of that. One broker for your business insurance, backed by a team that works with you year-round, not just at renewal. And if you've ever stared at a policy, wondering what it actually covers, Super Sure has a fine print facts tool that translates the legal jargon into plain English. That way you know what's covered and what's not. Right now, you can go to supersure.com and get a full report on your current policies with no obligation at all. Find out if you're overinsured, underinsured, or somewhere in between. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
The NL West leading Dodgers will close out their series in San Diego tonight with sights on a second straight win. Shohei Ohtani starts on the hill for LA. Meanwhile, the Angels will try to secure at least a split of their series with the Athletics tonight. Jack Kohanowitz takes the ball for the Halos. And Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers telling reporters today this will be his final season and he will retire. I'm Frank Garrity.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart. This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
At UCI Health, their mission is simple: to improve the lives of people in the community and beyond. As Orange County's only academic health system, they deliver leading-edge discoveries, train future healers, and provide the highest quality care for you and your family. Now, you can tap into that expertise anytime with the Live Well podcast series, featuring UCI Health experts on wellness, prevention, mental health, nutrition, and everyday ways to just live healthier. Download and stream Live Well by UCI Health wherever you listen to podcasts.
At GimmeTheVin.com, it's all digital. We have a 45-second offer online. It's fast, it's easy, and we have the best online reviews on the planet. Sell me your car.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Lose the weight. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
They broke the law to get here, then broke our laws again.
Violent offenders, repeat criminals, people who put our families at risk. But young Kim voted to prevent deportation of convicted criminals. That's why she received a D.
I fear for my kids' safety, whether walking home or hanging out with their friends. Safety isn't political, it's fundamental.
Young Kim, good for criminals, bad for our children. Americans for Security PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by Americans for Security PAC.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Gold and silver recently soared to record highs, then pulled back, and they're high again. So are metals still a good buy? Well, many Wall Street experts predict higher prices ahead. And why is that? Trillions of dollars in national debt, a declining dollar, and inflation that keeps shrinking our savings. Gold remains a historical hedge for wealth protection. Call Lear Capital for a free gold kit. Call 800-225-8100, 800-225-8100. Lear Capital, 800-225-8100. 8100.
My friends, the yard care industry sold us toxic chemicals and called it green. It's time for Sunday. No harsh chemicals, just real ingredients so your yard can thrive. Get your custom Sunday yard plan for spring at getsunday.com.
Did you see the ad that was supposed to be anti-Spencer Pratt?
Pratt opposes using taxpayer money to build brand new houses for our unhoused neighbors.
Jerry and Shannon, tomorrow, 9 to noon on KFI AM 640.
It was supposed to be anti-Spencer Pratt, but when you look at some of the things that were said...
Pratt thinks LA needs thousands more police officers rather than more social workers.
It's like, normal people want those things.
Yeah.
More stimulating talk. KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. All right, let's continue. I got a lot of Karen Bass stuff today on Alex Michelson, so we'll get to it throughout the show. Let's play more of this first clip where she's saying that she didn't know the bureaucracy would put up so many barriers, and that's what kept her from doing much with homelessness.
There hadn't been a decrease before. That is a quality of life issue that impacts all Angelenos, whether you are unhoused or whether you run a business and your business can't function because there's tents outside, whether you're a parent that's trying to navigate through tents to get to school, or whether it's residents where it has decreased the quality of life.
Okay, all right, stop. I'm really going to go crazy here. So she talks about businesses who are impacted by the guys in the tents, and then you're a parent trying to guide your kids' carriages through, and then residents, the quality of life in the neighborhood is down because there's a guy in a tent crapping on your front lawn. We know that. And everybody's been screaming at her for this for 3.5 years. She didn't fix anything. It still goes on. I know it does. I hear from my friends tell me this stuff's still going on. Everybody's called in thousands and thousands of times. She states the obvious. She states the problem. She states the problem that she's responsible for and didn't fix. That's customer service garbage. Well, yes, parents are... Well, get rid of them. When a parent calls you and said, get this meth addict whack job out of my neighborhood, you send the police to drag him away. And no, you don't charge me to get him a new set of teeth. Play some more.
So this is a problem that all Angelenos experience, and we have got to have a commitment that this has to end.
We've got
the
to.
city and the county never made that commitment before.
You're the city.
And I found something that surprised me. I found a lot of people who work internal in this system who were very resistant to ending street homelessness.
All right, stop. Whoa. She found that there's people in the bureaucracy, in the system, the people in the system, that's all the nonprofits who are making millions of dollars off the homeless. You think you're going to pull that one past us? They're there because of the money. They're there not to fix the homelessness. Of course they're resistant. These are the best days of their life. They are never going to make as much money as they're making now because of all the billions you've thrown into the black hole. And for God's sake, somebody ask her about the $2 billion that she can't account for. Play some more.
It would go away 100%, and it's only gone down about 17.6%.
Right.
So why should people trust you that you're going to be able to get to the 100%?
Because let me just tell you, for the first time, we've had a decrease at all. Yeah. There was not a decrease before at all because there was no commitment.
All right. That's it. There's no decrease. Stop it. Stop with your fake nonsense. Okay, you killed probably 6,000 to 8,000 people. I guess that's part of the decrease. We got some super chats. We got to squeeze in here. Let's see. This is random video. What is that? Random video shot. Hi, John. Can you eat a cheeseburger without your shirt on for me?
Oh, what?
Don't worry if it gets messy. Look directly into the camera while you do it. If you can, thanks.
Oh, my God. Really? Oh, now you have to do that?
No, I'm not doing that. The answer is no.
Did he pay for that?
Well, he did, but I'll refund the money.
Oh. Okay.
I'm not going to sit here eating a cheeseburger dripping on my... Is that a man or a woman?
That's a good question.
if they send a picture, that could impact the answer. But...
Send a picture.
Then they followed up. LOL had to add a moist line vibe to it.
Oh, that was really creepy, whoever you are.
Yeah, that's right. All right, one more, and then we got to do news. What is that? Problem. This is Oscar Gonzalez. Problems create budgets. They won't solve the problems. Right. Problems create budgets. They won't solve the problems. They want their budgets. Yes, exactly. So that's why she's encountering resistance, because nobody in the bureaucracy and nobody in the nonprofits wants to solve this problem. They're all making too much money, and she knows that. She knows all this stuff. Such a fake and a phony and a fraud. All right, we come back. I have many more cuts to play later on. John Alley is next after Deborah's news. There is this huge controversy in Santa Monica. 8 bodies of 8 dead homeless people have been found in the last 4 weeks in a half square mile, and it's near one of those ridiculous, absurd harm reduction sites in Reed Park. Police are denying this. John Alley's going to talk about it, and also he's going to talk about the most polluted beaches in California. Number 2, Santa Monica Pier, one of the filthiest beaches in the whole state. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
We still have fires. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Firefighters are still working to contain a series of wildfires in Southern California. One of the biggest and fastest is the Sandy Fire in Simi Valley. Ventura County Fire Department spokesman Andrew Dowd says the fire can move into neighborhoods quickly and catch people by surprise, which is why they have issued those evacuation orders.
So we're urging all residents to make sure to follow evacuation orders as they are issued.
The fire has burned about 1,700 acres. It is 15% surrounded. 2 firefighters have been hurt in a crash while responding to a fire in Sunland. Their vehicle flipped over last night on McVine Avenue, just south of Foothill Boulevard. Those injuries are said to be minor. Law enforcement says 7 people thought to be tied to dozens of home burglaries across Southern California are in custody. LA County DA Hawkman says the culprits are part of a sophisticated burglary ring using high-tech tactics to target people.
My message to anyone who thinks that they can come into this county from anywhere on this planet and think that they can try and rip us off and commit crimes here, they have another thing coming.
He says burglars also target people by checking their social media accounts to see if they're traveling out of town, and in some cases putting a DoorDash bag on the porch and ringing the doorbell to see if anyone answers. Hawkman is going to be on with John after the news at 5. The news is brought to you by Seller's Advantage. A homeowner in the Hollywood Hills is responsible for his own street drainage.
Brian Boulain says his home was the first one built in his neighborhood in 1981. Boulain said he called the city of LA when he was having drainage problems and was told in order to get the building permit, the original architect and builder agreed the owner would maintain the street drain forever. City officials say they're aware the neighborhood needs major infrastructure repairs, but it can't afford the $3.7 million price tag. Boulain says he'd pay the $40,000 needed to fix his section and gift it to the city to get rid of his responsibility, but he says the city of LA turned him down. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
The LA County Board of Supervisors has approved a motion to carry out recommendations of a task force on Latino homelessness.
46% of the county's homeless population is Latino. That's more than 31,000 people. Board Chair Hilda Solis says they face disproportionate barriers to housing stability, economic opportunity, and access to services. The board's motion directs the county's anti-racism, diversity, and inclusion initiative to enact task force recommendations, including expanded partnerships with Latino and immigrant-serving organizations, better language access resources, and coordination between the homelessness services system and the county's Office of Immigrant Affairs. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
The Justice Department has officially indicted former Cuban leader Raul Castro in connection with the downing of planes carrying humanitarian aid that killed 4 people in 1996. ABC's Karen Travers says President Trump calls it big news
and said he appreciated the move by the Justice Department. The president said the U.S. would be, quote, freeing up Cuba, but later said there would be no, quote, escalation.
The Justice Department came back with a 7-count indictment charging Castro with murder. And more lawmakers are criticizing the plan to pay out up to $1.8 billion from a new anti-weaponization fund to people who claim they were targeted by federal prosecutors during the Biden presidency. ABC, Stephen Portnoy says Pennsylvania Republican Brian Fitzpatrick is one of them.
Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin, the top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee, now has a bill which would bar the payments and prohibit what he calls future presidential slush funds.
In the Senate, Majority Leader John Thune has said he is not a fan of the fund. We're going to head over to the 210 next.
Lasting Smiles Dental Implants. We had a huge response to their April Smile special, so I got them to extend it into May. But they're only offering a limited number of spots at these prices. If you've been dealing with ugly, missing, rotten teeth, you look awful, and you're waiting for the right deal, this is it. You're going to get a free comprehensive dental exam, 3D imaging, custom treatment plan, payments as low as $149 a month on approved credit. This is a limited offer, first come, first serve. Lock it in. Mention KFI or John to get it. LastingSmiles.com. Call 844-GO-SMILE, 844-GO-SMILE, 844-GO-SMILE.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow, a teeny bit cooler, mid-70s metro LA, low 80s in the valleys, around 80 in the high desert, and inland OC, windy in the high desert, low 70s for the beaches, low 80s to low 90s in the IE. Right now, 82 in Tustin, and 74 in Laguna Beach, 86 in Chatsworth, and 90 in Van Nuys. The KFI Financial Update brought to you by Supershore, supershore.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed up 645, S&P 500 up 79, NASDAQ up 400, slow on the 210 in Arcadia.
Was slowing out of Arcadia. Now the 210 westbound is backing up out of Monrovia, getting away from Huntington Drive. The drive remains heavy and slow all the way to Fair Oaks and Pasadena. The eastbound side of the 210 pushing back from just about Mountain. Delays continue all the way to Foothill Boulevard More slowing in Upland as you roll from about Baseline to the 15 freeway. Now, the Cajon Pass has been really tough. This earlier wreck on the 15 northbound before the 138 should be out of lanes, but the drive is a mess getting away from just about Glen Helen Parkway. Tough as well on the 5 in Irvine, northbound slowing from the 133 freeway, Harbor in Anaheim, and tough out of Santa Monica, East 10 from almost Lincoln as you roll to the 5 in Boyle Heights. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
Sweet James Accident Attorneys, office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
As the experts in transmissions for over 50 years, there's nothing at AMCO we haven't heard.
So when I hit the gas,
It's just a belt. And nothing we can't fix.
it's going. What's that?
From transmissions to brakes and everything in between. No credit? Finance your repair at AMCO. Exclusions apply, may not be combined with any other offer. Limited time offer at participating centers only. People who know go to AMCO. AA MCO.
AMCO, with over 40 centers serving Southern California.
Congressional districts change, lines get redrawn, but some things you can still count on, like AM and FM radio, the most reliable ways to reach people where they live with voices they trust across towns, cities, and congressional districts. At iHeart, we connect with more Americans than anyone in audio. Ready to take your message to your current and future voters? Partner with iHeart, and we'll combine radio with our podcasting and digital assets and get working for you. Start today. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit winwithiheart.com.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. It's the John Kobylt Show. It's good that you're here. We're on every day from 3 to 6. After 6, the podcast, John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. YouTube, we're on live. YouTube.com/@John Kobylt Show. Go there, watch, subscribe. YouTube.com/@John Kobylt Show. And look for the bonus hour that we live streamed at 11 o'clock this morning. That's up there recorded. So, you could have an extra bonus. Those of you who complain that the show is reduced from 4 to 3 hours, well, there's your 4th hour for a day. Now, next hour, Nathan Hawkman, LA County DA Nathan Hawkman is coming on. They have busted up and arrested 7 South American gang members who have been committing numerous burglaries, many break-ins. We're going to have Nathan Hawkman come on and explain how they cracked this case, because especially it's in a lot of neighborhoods, high-profile kind of burglaries that make the news that you hear about. It's these guys. And we'll see how many gangs there are out there. All right, let's go now to John Alley. John Alley, a businessman, and he's got the good fortune to have businesses, buildings that he owns, not only in Santa Monica, which is going to hell, but the MacArthur Park district, which is also already gone to hell. And in Santa Monica first, the big controversy is 8 bodies of homeless people reportedly were found in the last 4 weeks in a half-square mile of Santa Monica, all near Reed Emerson. It's Christine Emerson Reed Park. And that's where the county and the Venice Family Clinic spend your tax money on a harm reduction program. And that's where they hand out needles and Narcan and fentanyl test strips and other supplies to help enable all the drug addicts. Well, according to reports, 8 of them found dead. Santa Monica police are denying most of this story. John Alley's coming on to tell us what he knows. John, how are you?
Real good, John. Thanks.
The Santa Monica police are denying this, that there were 8 homeless bodies littered about. What do you know?
Well, unlike LA, I think unlike Beverly Hills, the system used to be analog, where regular citizens, criminals wouldn't listen, but regular citizens would tune in and hear what was going on. Now that's all been encrypted. So we can only go by police reports. And look, summer starts this weekend, the last 30 days, we've had these dead bodies, whether they've been in the park, whether they've been in an alley, whether they've been in a home, it really doesn't matter. They're all around Reed Park. And Reed Park is right across from St. Monica's. And to give you an idea, Ocean Avenue to the west, Lincoln Boulevard to the east, Montana Avenue, one of the greatest streets, to the north, and Wilshire to the south. That's not a good sign.
No, that should be a golden area. I know people who live in that square.
It should be. And, the county is orchestrating the needle distribution area, the program in this area, but it's also in addition to the $45 million that the city council, the Santa Monica, spends on homeless reduction and homeless services, they spend $10 million in grants. And 2 years ago, the Santa Monica Coalition was responsible for getting the majority of the council to vote that no recipient on that grant list, no nonprofit, could continue to get any money, the $10 million split up among 10, 12 nonprofits, if they were handing out any drug paraphernalia in parks or public spaces. It hasn't stopped. We've got a very woke city council, and they continue to fund the Venice Family Clinic, which people call the Mother Teresa of the community. They do a lot of good things. This is awful.
No, I don't care. I don't care what good they do. This is horrible. You don't get special dispensation, a special blessing when you're handing out the materials that end up killing this many people this quickly. Then you're accessory to all the murders. That's what you are.
We want a great summer. We want retail to flourish. We want the great weather to bring out people. We have one of the most beautiful coastlines, but it's the most dirtiest coastlines. Dirtiest beach, second dirtiest beach in all of California, according to the California Post.
Yes.
And Heal the Bay.
Yeah.
And the future of our economy depends on visitors, and Golden Voice is doing a concert on the beach, and more visitors are expected to come this summer. But hotel reservations are down, retail is down, everything's down right now. So
that's because it looks dangerous and uncivilized. Everybody can access this news from all over the world, over the internet. So everybody knows what the story is. So I don't see the point of denying either. Well, let me ask you about the bodies, though. Are they dead or alive, these 8 people? Are there 8 dead bodies?
They're dead.
Okay.
They're dead bodies.
So regardless of where the body was actually found, 8 dead bodies, half square mile, likely drug overdoses. Right? That can be agreed upon?
Absolutely. The city created this situation, and those who fix it and understand large-scale math have to be asked or considered to help improve the city's economic health. And we don't think they're up to it. We've got some city council candidates coming up in November. One of the city council candidates, Derek Townsend, is the one who just 3 days ago found a dead person with half of his leg or arm clawed off next to another transient addict under the California incline.
Wait. His legs, wait. His leg is not off?
Part of his leg or arm was not off.
God, for goodness sakes. So what? The rats are now eating the dead drug addicts.
I have equity all across the city, and I hear about a variety of problems, and I see it. And I think others can also give an opinion on cleanliness of the beaches and what they see after this weekend. I'd love their opinion on what they think of Santa Monica. We approached Tracy Quinn a year and a half ago. My colleague and I did.
Who's she?
She's the CEO of Heal the Bay. And we said, look, here are 3 areas where the sand, the beach, the lagoons, they're lagoons. They're dirty. Santa Monica Pier, near Chautauqua Boulevard, and in the middle, near Sorrento. And I said, it's very interesting that these are the water lines from Palisades Park above. And guess what we found in them? We found needles. We found crap. We found all sorts of drug paraphernalia. Would you come to the council? Would you come confidentially with us and try to speak out against this program in the park, because all that stuff just comes down into the beach. And she had to think about it. She wasn't comfortable. She had to go back to her board. 3 weeks later, she said, sorry, we don't take issues on politics.
But what in politics?
All environmental solutions, all environmental problems have to be solved by politicians. They're in control. We need your help. Don't bail out on us. She bailed out on us. And now she's complaining.
That's pathetic.
That the beach right next to the pier is second dirtiest in the state.
Yeah, well,
there's no surprise.
Right, because all the homeless waste and all the garbage and all the drug needles washes out of Palisades Park, where my wife and I used to walk 3 times a week, and now we will go within a mile of the place because it's gotten so frightening and scary. This is just impossible to deal with. Absolutely impossible. And you know what? I blame all the people who vote in Santa Monica. What the hell are they doing? Don't they want to walk in a park without worrying about getting knifed, without catching some horrible disease? They actually want to run across a dead drug addict getting gnawed on by a wild animal or a rat. That's what they want. John, thank you for coming on, I guess.
You're welcome, John.
It's quite a report. Thank you. John Alley in Santa Monica there. More coming up. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Evacuation orders are still in place for Simi Valley. And Governor Newsom is in Washington, D.C., talking about wildfire recovery. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour. We're going to go to the 5 next.
All right, I got a question. How many brokers does it take to insure your business? If you're like most business owners, the answer is too many. Multiple policies, multiple applications, no clear view of how it all fits together. And when questions come up, it's not easy to get the clarity you need. SuperSure changes that. One broker for all your business insurance, backed by a team that works with you year-round, not just at renewal. And if you've ever stared at a policy wondering what it actually covers, SuperSure has a fine print fax tool. It translates the legal jargon into plain English so you can know what's covered, what's not. And right now you can go to supersure.com and get a full report on your current policies, no obligation. Find out if you're overinsured, underinsured, somewhere in between. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, and it's all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. Supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
From your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. Slow on the 5 in Burbank.
The southbound side that's crowding up away from Alameda. You remain on the brakes all the way to the 605 freeway. That northbound side of the 5. You got some slowing away from the 605 getting out of the Downey area. Looking better through Commerce. Slowing in Boyle Heights from the 60 in stretches all the way to the 2. And then that drive on the 5 northbound out of Burbank, slowing down from just about Hollywood Way. You remain on the brakes ahead towards the 14 freeway and making that 14 North connection. It's a crowded drive leaving the 5 better by Placerita Canyon Road. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
This is Sarah Spain with the latest from iHeart Women's Sports. Presented by Capital One. Today marks the tip-off of the WNBA's historic 30th season, with 2 new teams joining the league, the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire, to bring the total to 15 for the 2026 season. The Las Vegas Aces are the returning champs, led by 4-time WNBA MVP A'ja Wilson. 3 games on the slate tonight. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts. Capital One is a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network. With the Venture X card from Capital One, you can enjoy easy-to-use premium benefits like a $300 annual Capital One travel credit when you book through Capital One Travel. Plus, you'll earn unlimited double miles on every purchase. The Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course while on. Don't wait. Stop at TrueGreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Call Lear Capital for your free gold investment kit. 800-225-8100.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey guys, it's us, the Jonas Brothers. I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Nick. And guess what? We created our own podcast called Hey Jonas.
We invented a podcast?
Well, we didn't invent it. We just contributed to it.
We're the first people to do podcasts. We get to ask other people questions because we're sick and tired of being asked questions.
Well, sick and tired is a strong way to put it, but you know,
tired and sick.
Tired and sick. Listen to Hey Jonas on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Hey Jonas and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. And if you can't afford one, the state will give you a crappy one. There's a shortage of public defenders, but somebody's got a plan to change that.
And we'll talk to them tomorrow, starting at noon. Monks and Merrill, KFI AM 640.
$1,000 giveaway.
Now is your opportunity to win $1,000. Yeah! Just enter the nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. That's WIN, W-I-N. Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash. Brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
Win. Enter that at KFIAM640.com/cash. If you win, you get an email. Check the junk and spam folder. And there's a new winning keyword every hour, every weekday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Next chance to win $520 at KFI. Nathan Hawkman coming on with us after 5 o'clock. They busted one of these South American gangs. There's a lot of these gangs, and this one was made up of at least 4 Colombian nationals, and they have stolen a lot from a lot of homeowners. And Nathan Hawkman is going to explain the investigation. All right, we come back after 5:30. It's going to be, what's it going to be? We're going to go back to the Bass well. Karen Bass on with Alex Michelson, said all kinds of crazy stuff. She is a loony bag about everything that she has screwed up. We played some last hour. Did I mention Moist Line is 877-MOIST-86, 877-MOIST-86, or the Talkback feature. We're going to play that Friday. And we're live on YouTube, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. Okay. There's a California doctor, another fraudster, and she's been convicted. She's convicted by a federal jury. $45 million in false, fraudulent Medicare claims for Botox injections. That's right, Botox injections. I had no idea Medicare covers that.
It does?
I figured this would get you excited. Imagine that. My tax money will pay for your Botox injections when you get old.
I'm going to guess it's for migraines because it's used
I was just going to
treatment
say
for
that,
migraines.
yes.
Well, a lot of these injections weren't used for anything. She just made them up.
Oh, good point.
She had a lavish lifestyle, luxury vacations, and she bought a $12,000 17th century crossbow. What are you going to do with that? Her name is Violetta Malion, 45 years old, of Glendale, soon to be in a federal prison, convicted 9 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of obstruction. And she had been paid more by Medicare for Botox injections than any other doctor in the United States. And here she is in Glendale, California. She was paid more than $24 million just in the last 4 years. 6 times the amount received by the next highest group of providers, who were neurologists. They were doing brain surgery. Violetta Malion, according to the Assistant Attorney General, Colin McDonald, falsely diagnosed patients, fraudulently billed Medicare for Botox injections, and she was actually on the lavish vacations. She tried to trick federal agents with fake records. And she also bought a $3,000 painting of the Crown Prince of Bavaria, Ludwig I. I'm looking at a copy of this right now. His real name is Joseph Anton Muxel, Crown Prince of Bavaria. More of your tax money. Yeah, the only time you can get Botox covered is for chronic migraines. But
maybe that was the case.
Well, that's one bad headache, though. Boy, was that a bad headache. Thousands of injections never provided or administered for cosmetic purposes. On her social media account, she described herself as a Botox filler, non-surgical nose cosmetic doctor. Botox filler. What, is shooting Botox up the nose?
I've never heard of that.
I don't think I'd recommend that. So what she did is she faked patient records to make it appear as if they received migraine treatments. But actually, yeah, she was providing face filler or face paralysis injections, whatever that stuff does.
It's not filler.
It's not filler.
It freezes your face.
Freezes your face, so you don't show emotions.
I think if you have too much.
I've seen some, I mean, I'm on the West Side.
Oh, I know.
I mean, some seriously.
I have seen it too.
Over Botoxed people.
Yes, it's not pretty.
And
I don't understand why people think it is.
Nothing that modern rich women do to make themselves look pretty, make themselves look pretty.
Well, some people, I think it depends on the plastic surgeon.
There's a new kind of plastic surgery, so I'm told, that really refreshes your face, makes you look youthful. Mm-hmm. And it's not dramatic where people are stunned.
Okay. Well, that sounds good to me.
If I go to the grocery store, my grocery store has a lot of older rich women. And they have nothing to do anymore. They killed their husbands. And they wander around the grocery store. No, they did. I don't see guys at the grocery store.
Okay.
I see these but their faces are so tightly stretched, like you could bounce on them like a trampoline. and they're horrifying. Their eyes bug out.
What about, do they have the duck lips too?
Oh, the duck lips. Who decided duck lips were attractive?
I don't know.
Oh God, does that ever go away? And you see,
I think it takes a very long time.
Oh my God, they all look like they got punched in the mouth. That is the single ugliest fashion craze, or I guess it's filler, right?
Yes, it's lip filler. And I don't necessarily think that people that have those crazy lips wanted that. I think they wanted fuller lips. And that was,
I've seen 1,000 of those. I mean, I am stunned what attractive women do to their faces to make themselves look frightening. I mean, beyond just unattractive, out and out frightening. Like
I know, I've seen it too, John. I have.
There's a lot of mental illness out there. All right, when we come back, Karen Bass on Alex Michelson. We have more to play here. This will be a running theme throughout the show. What a dope. And we got a good clip here of Bass being afraid of, I guess now she's got a fear of tomatoes. We'll explain. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Evacuation orders are still in place in Simi Valley because of the Sandy fire.
I saw this big bunch of smoke all of a sudden.
More than 43,000 people are under evacuation orders in Simi Valley.
And the smoke was all over the place. It looked like it was right on top of me.
I spoke with an evacuee named Dave who told me he's grateful firefighters in the community were ready.
They were really prepared. The community was prepared because they had cleared the brush like nobody's business. It's a big, big expanse if they cut it down to the earth.
Fire crews warned shifting winds could quickly change conditions. Heather Brooker, KFI News.
Governor Newsom has met with the EPA's top administrator, Lee Zeldin, in Washington, D.C. They talked about wildfire recovery in L.A. County, including federal help for infrastructure repairs, mortgage assistance, and insurance issues following the Palisades and Eaton fires. Newsom says he wants $40 billion for the recovery effort.
EPA has been very productive as it relates to the debris removal. We're hopeful that President Trump will now move that bill forward, that request forward to Congress.
He also met with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and members of California's congressional delegation. The LA City Council has given preliminary approval to an ordinance that would consolidate the Departments of Youth, Aging, and Economic Development in order to save some money. The responsibilities of each department would be overseen by the rebranded Community Investment Department. 2 police officers who helped defend the U.S. Capitol on January 6th are suing over the newly created settlement fund for people who claim to be victims of politically motivated prosecutions. They want a federal judge to declare the fund illegal and reverse any transfers that the Treasury Department has made to the Justice Department. House Speaker Mike Johnson was asked whether he believes those convicted and pardoned for January 6th should be eligible to get money from the fund.
There's many details to be filled out on that, and I'm not going to comment on it until that. I'm not going to comment on that until it comes out.
A board that has yet to be set up will decide any claims filed. We are going to go to the 134 next.
Spring is one of the best times for used cars. The market is hot. GetMeTheVin.com wants to buy your car, whether it's daily driver, your pickup truck, SUV, minivan, or exotic car. If Give Me the VIN doesn't beat a deal from CarMax or Carvana, they'll pay $100. GetMeTheVin.com. Go to the site, enter your car's VIN or license plate number, and you'll get an offer back on your car in minutes. Well above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their pickup locations or they come to you. It's easy. It's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs mid-70s. Metro LA. Low 80s in the valleys. Around 80 in the high desert. And inland OC. It's going to be windy in the high desert. Low 70s for the beaches. Low 80s to low 90s in the IE. Right now it's 78 in San Juan Capistrano and it's 87 in Stanton. It's slow on the 134 Griffith Park.
Backing up right in between Bob Hope Drive and Forest Lawn, and things are becoming even busier, but those eastbound delays on the 134 continue all the way into Glendale, heading towards Glendale Avenue. Even the westbound side of the 134 slowing in Glendale from Pacific Avenue as you travel back towards the 5 freeway. Now more slowing ahead on that 134 westbound because of a crash ahead into Luca Lake coming up on Cahuenga. This is keeping the drive slow moving all the way back from just about Forest Lawn Drive. And it's looking pretty tough in the Cajon Pass, 15 northbound, jamming up at Sierra, taking you to the 138. The drive in Orange County also slow moving. This is the 405. Northbound slowing in Irvine from Irvine Center Drive, continuing all the way to Westminster Boulevard. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
I'm going to Morongo to win a new pontoon boat. I wonder if they'll let me back the trailer up and test it in the Oasis pool. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
We're giving away a Manitou Cruise pontoon boat. Earn entries playing your favorite games. Be here May 31st, 10 p.m. to win.
Number 4.
Rewards members get a free nautical keychain Memorial Day while supplies last. Not a member? Join today. It's free.
3.
Happy hour at Mosen. Half-price drinks. Monday through Thursday, 2 to 5 p.m. Friday, noon to 5 p.m.
And the number 2.
Bingo! Play in our $47,000 Memorial Day special. May 23rd, 6 p.m.
And the number 1 reason.
Flamingo Fridays are back at Oasis Pool, SoCal's favorite nighttime poolside party. Every Friday starting May 29th.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good time.
Ellen K's Therapy Thursday is a podcast. The stories are real, the drama is messy, and the advice is life-changing. Catch it now on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you get your podcasts. Ellen K's Therapy Thursday, the podcast.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
Call 844-GO-SMILE to learn about the new Lifestyle Smile dental implants from Lasting Smiles.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST Medical.
American Vision Windows. Book by May 31st and save 25% off windows and doors.
Back pain can affect everything you do, your work, your sleep, even just enjoying life. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, back pain should not define your future. Their world-class spine team leads the way with non-surgical treatments, minimally invasive spine procedures. They deal with herniated discs, spinal stenosis, chronic pain that hasn't responded to therapy. They treat the most complicated spine issues and accept most PPO and Medicare insurance plans. So get back to moving freely, playing sports again, sleeping well, enjoying time with family and friends without that agony of chronic back pain. Call 800-919-2000, 800-919-2000. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. That's H-O-A-G, HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. Proudly physician-owned, locations throughout Southern California. 800-919-2000, HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Way back in 1440, Gutenberg's printing press sounded terrible. In 1922, Earl C. Anthony created KFI. KFI in Los Angeles. It also sounded terrible. But now, KFI on the iHeartRadio app brings you digital sound. From the dulcet tones of Tim Conway Jr. to the warm, comforting siren song that is Shannon Farron. If you haven't heard KFI on the free iHeartRadio app, you haven't heard KFI.
Broadcasting with 50,000 watts of power.
Live everywhere in living color on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show. We're on every day from 3 to 6. We're live on YouTube, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. Subscribe. Become a member. Just do something. Watch us. After 5 o'clock, Nathan Hawkman on, the district attorney. Thank God he's in that office the last couple of years. And he is going to talk about busting up a South American gang that was stealing, breaking into homes, terrorizing residents, and stealing lots of stuff. Nathan Hawkman coming on after 5 o'clock. All right, back to Bass. We did some of this an hour ago. Alex Michelson was on CNN, and Bass was his guest and asked why, after 3.5 years, she had promised in 2023, she went on CNN even, and said she was going to eliminate street homelessness by the end of her first term. Well, now here we are, and there's plenty of street homelessness. There's tens of thousands of people. And her excuse was, I didn't anticipate some of the bureaucratic barriers. You've been in government all your life. Government is nothing but bureaucratic barriers. These people actually think they do something good? That they have an efficient, helpful process? No, it's about barriers. When I said that, it was at the beginning of my term. I'm prepared to take those on now. Now, after 3.5 years. Actually said that. But there's more. I already played that clip. I want to play cut number 3. She is still spooked by that Spencer Pratt AI ad, which showed Bass as the Joker and Newsom as Marie Antoinette, and Kamala Harris is guzzling booze out of a bottle, and the residents are so angry they start throwing tomatoes. Yes, tomatoes. Well, she's got PTSD. Listen to Bass.
Well, actually, I think it's a very dangerous trend. One, because it is absolutely 150% fiction. But what's worrying me now is that his social media is now taking on a violent turn. And that worries me, because when you do that and when your messages are so hateful, or when you demonize people, then you do provoke people who are unstable. and you can jeopardize people's safety.
You mean like the throwing of the tomatoes?
Well, the throwing of the tomatoes, which look like blood, or drowning me and the governor in a reservoir. But there's also other violent scenes.
At least there's water
and so
in that
I've
one.
noticed that that it's taking on a violent trend.
Yes.
And that I find to be very scary.
Yeah.
But I do know that he has become wildly famous again. But a lot of his support, I don't know how much of it is in LA.
Yeah, there's no question that there's a lot of support.
A lot of it's in LA. Maybe you want to come out of your rabbit hole once in a while and understand just how pissed everybody is at you. How much of it is in LA? They're comic ads. They're comic book exaggerations. She says it's 150% fiction. No, well, I don't know if it is because they have you dressed up as the Joker. So I'm not sure it's that fictional. Looks like there was a lot of realism. Oh, and they're throwing tomatoes at you. Oh, it's so scary. There's so much violence. Look at that. Fake people on an AI ad are throwing tomatoes. Now she's going to tell us, here is back to customer service rep, going to empathize with us that we're upset and mad at government. Yeah, that happens when you let tens of thousands of homeless people run amok and you burn down a big chunk of the city. Play cut 4.
I think that we are going through a moment which is not unfamiliar. We go through moments where across the board voters are just upset. They're upset over everything. They were obviously disappointed in Democrats in 2024.
Stop. She acts like we're all toddlers and we're having a tantrum. It's what you say to your kid. Oh, I understand why you're upset. We all have times when we're upset. Yes, that's what you say to your 6-year-old. That's how she treats us. She's got this whole grandmotherly customer service thing going where, yes, I understand why you're upset. We all get mad sometimes at government. Why, I remember 2 years ago, people were mad. Oh, stop it, lady. Get the homeless people off the street. Do your job. You don't do your job. It's not even that you do it badly. It's that you don't do it. Play some more.
The cost of living, the fact that we're in a war that has raised gas prices, extremely high. Eggs and basic food in grocery stores is high. The instability out of Washington, are we having tariffs or aren't we having tariffs? And so I think that
Stop. This has nothing to do with what's going on in Los Angeles. You burned a whole chunk of the city down. Then you lied about your role in allowing that to happen. You snuck off to Africa and didn't tell anybody. And then you misled Kristen Crowley, and she didn't realize you were in Africa. And then you covered up the fire report, and now you got all these fake homeless statistics you're peddling around. Oh, yeah, I know you're mad. I mean, what she wanted to do is say, Trump, 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 Trump. That's what she wanted to do. No, it's you. You're the mayor. You're the big screw-up. You're the one in the Joker makeup in the AI ad. Why do you think that is? Because the Joker is creepy because the Joker always has a permanent fake smile on his face, right? That's what gives the creepy vibe. Because people who have fake smiles will make you uncomfortable and uneasy, and you have that fake smile. That's why you were given that character. Play some more.
And so I think that when society goes through these changes where they just are mad at government, and I worry that social media, like what he is proposing, and then casting himself as a Superman, let's see, he's Batman, he's whoever the savior was on some of the other superhero movies.
She doesn't even know.
I think that plays into people's desperation.
What?
And I think oftentimes we look for somebody superhuman to save us. The reality is it never happens. Those are fictional characters.
No kidding. Is that right? I thought Batman was real. I'm upset now. Now I'm mad. Don't tell me Batman's not real.
Santa's not real either.
No. Shh. I'm going to have a breakdown. Oh, my God. Yes. It's a cartoon. It's satirical. They're making fun of you, Karen. Spencer Pratt is making fun of you because you're such a screw up. You're a loser. You've botched your job up. You botch it up every day. Wow. I mean, she really is like an out-of-touch old lady, isn't she? What's this, Batman? Here's let's see. Let's play another one here. This is Bass. Can't imagine Pratt as mayor.
What do you think Spencer Pratt would be like as mayor?
That's smug.
I can't even imagine. I don't think I understand. He has a degree in political science, but he does not have a background or knowledge in how our government works. You know, one thing I've found over the years is that whenever I would have town halls, I would always spend the first 20 minutes teaching civics. The average Angelino, the average American, is really not familiar with the workings of government.
Oh, you're all
and
stupid.
So it's my job to get people informed, to make sure people understand how their government works, and to get them involved in participating in it.
All right, how does it work? How does it work? There is a massive fire that's not entirely put out, and the fire department didn't send a cleanup crew to stamp out the rest of it. And then you don't send any crews up there when you have the high wind, high fire warnings. So tell me how does the government work? Everybody was all sitting in their offices. You were in Africa. Is that how government works? Major warnings for days that you were told about. You lied about that too. And you took off for Africa. And Kristen Crowley didn't know where you were. And you cut their budget. We have half a fire department. Is that how government works? How condescending and smug was she? Well, people just don't know. I have to conduct a civics class every time I do a town hall meeting. People just don't understand and don't know. We know. You steal tons of our money and you give us nothing back. Well, you know what I know? Burglars are running rampant all over the city. The roads are all busted up. The sidewalks are busted up. All the street lights are out. There's tens of thousands of homeless people using drug paraphernalia that I paid for, that we all paid for. That's what I know. There are people taking dumps on the sidewalk in front of me and my wife, in front of my dog. We know how government works. Oh, she's infuriating. We'll have more next hour. I got to go lie down. She really infuriates me.
I know she does.
Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Evacuation warnings are still in place in parts of LA County because of that fire in Simi Valley. And 7 people have been arrested in connection with dozens of home burglaries in Southern California. We'll have more at the top of the hour. We're going to head over to the 5 next.
Here's what your financial advisor will not tell you. By the time the news says buy gold, it's too late. Right now, everybody's waiting on the ceasefire, waiting on the headlines, waiting to see what happens next. But gold isn't waiting for you. You can wait or you can prepare. You can't do both. Noble Gold Investment helps Americans protect their savings with physical gold and silver, shipped to your door or held in a tax-advantaged IRA. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com, noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax professional before making any investment decisions.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo, the only business software you need. Sunny tomorrow, high 70s to low 90s. This report brought to you by Albertsons and Bonds. From your Toyota dealers traffic center, we make it easy. Stall on the 5 in Downey.
It's along the southbound side, just past Paramount Boulevard, blocking the right lane, and the drive is loading up overall out of the Burbank area, leaving Alameda. Now the northbound side of the 5, slowing in East LA from Calzona. That's a tough drive ahead all the way to the 2. More slowing ahead in Glendale from the 134 freeway and stretches all the way to the 14. Now let's also take a look at the drive on the 57 freeway. This is northbound, slowing out of Orange from Orangewood to the 91. And beyond the 91, you've got some pockets slowing heading into Brea and beyond into Diamond Bar. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Save on grilling favorites when you shop at Vons or Albertsons. This week, get Johnsonville sausage 19 ounces or Oscar Mayer beef franks 15 ounces for $2.99 each, limit 4. And sweet bicolor corn is 5 for $1, limit 10 with digital coupons on VonsOrAlbertsons.com.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Think back. All those times you questioned everything and wondered why you didn't trust yourself. What if those thoughts could be eliminated? Truth is, those thoughts come from a hidden part of your mind. At a Dianetics seminar, you'll learn and apply powerful techniques to address the hidden source of your stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. It's hands-on, and you'll put the tools to work immediately. In just one weekend, you'll discover exactly how the mind works and increase your happiness and restore trust in yourself. A single weekend can change everything. Register today and take charge of your mental health. Go to Dianetics.org/seminar. That's Dianetics.org/seminar.
Is it time to sell your home? Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to move, or maybe you inherited a home that you just don't want to hang on to.
Whatever your reasons to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes for decades. Their seller reviews speak for themselves.
They are people who buy from people and will provide custom solutions that work for your needs.
They offer and will buy with cash, and they can close in days. The great part is you don't have to worry about spending money on repairs, preparing your home to be shown, or having people come in and out.
It's just a great offer and easy that's going to give you peace of mind so you can walk away happy.
So if it's time to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a free, no obligation offer today.
888-321-AS-IS. That's 888-321-AS-IS.
888-321-2747 and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number 019-61658. Providence Realty DRE number 019-15212.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds. You can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Seeing termite dropping 7 months later means they're still active. Call Pacific Coast Termite for a free inspection. With Orange Oil and Ultraset, there's no tenting, no moving out, and no toxic gas. Plus, get 10% off and a free 2-year warranty. Call 800-PACIFIC. Some restrictions apply.
Gold and silver recently hit record highs, then pulled back. So are metals still a good buy? Many experts say yes. Gold remains a long-standing hedge for wealth protection. Call Lear Capital at 800-225-8100 for a free gold kit. 800-225-8100.
Wake up call with Amy King.
KFI Radio, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Amy King with KFI's Wake Up Call. How do you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
The Eagle has landed, and its name is Amy King.
Wake up call with Amy King. Live 5 to 6 a.m. on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
iHeart's Yacht Rock Radio goes commercial free all Memorial Day weekend. Smooth sailing with the greatest from the 70s and 80s. Just open the free iHeart app, search Yacht Rock, and start listening now.
KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
On the next Bill Handel Show, single Gen Z women are outpacing the men of their generation when it comes to buying a home. That was a survey taken on Santa Monica Boulevard Saturday night, bypassing all the vice cops.
Do not hooker, size purpose.
That's coming up tomorrow morning after 7 o'clock on the next Bill Handel Show.
KFI AM 640, thank you. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Moist line is 877-MOIST-86, 877-MOIST-86, or use the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. Nathan Hawkman is going to come on right after the 5 o'clock hour, after the 5 o'clock news, And we're going to talk about a bunch of South American gang members getting busted. These are the ones that have been busting into people's homes and robbing them. It's really, really been awful. You want to know how bad meth is? We've been talking a lot about that because...
How bad is it, John?
I'm going to explain. I'm going to give you a terrible story here because we've been telling you that Karen Bass hands out meth pipes to people through all those fake nonprofits that are bilking us out of millions. And this is what meth does to your brain. Now, this happened in Missouri, but when you see a meth addict on the street, this could happen to you. A meth-crazed madman, you could tell this came from the New York Post, decapitated his mother, then answered the door to cops while naked before tearing up and eating a confession that he had killed her. Apparently, he'd written a confession, and he ate the confession.
He ate the confession?
After opening the door naked, after cutting mom's head off. Mm-hmm. Trevor Huber, 43 years old. Oh, look at that. They give out life in prison without parole in Missouri. I bet you they don't have a retirement age for a guy like this, like they do here.
Probably not.
Murder of his 63-year-old mother. He called 911 to request, yes, the crime happened in 2018. He was sentenced on Tuesday. He had requested an officer come to the house. That's when he answered the door naked. He was disoriented and possibly impaired by illegal narcotics.
Possibly?
Possibly, yes. They found her body, no head, and then a bloody knife and a hammer. He admitted he was concerned. He was concerned he killed his mother.
Oh, he didn't know?
He thought maybe it happened.
Oh.
He also thought maybe it was a paranoid conspiracy that she was trying to poison him, which motivated the murder. He confessed to using meth. Eventually, he wrote, "I killed my mother" on a piece of paper, but then he tore it up and swallowed it. Took 2 days, first-degree murder. Convicted. This is what meth does. This is why all meth addicts have to be taken off the street.
Doesn't it mess with your teeth, too?
That's right. It causes your teeth to fall out, and then we have to buy them new teeth.
Oh, duh. That's right.
That's right.
That was the whole Karen Bass thing.
That's the latest.
I'm a little slow today.
That's okay.
You can't succeed without teeth.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're on meth, you chop your mom's head off and you lose your teeth and you go to jail and you wait for us to save up some money to buy you new teeth. All right. When we come back, Nathan Hawkman's coming on the show. He had a big press conference yesterday because they arrested 7 South American gang members. These are people from Chile, people from Colombia. I have read or seen videos on these guys for years. They fly in and out of LAX, and they land in LA. They go on a huge crime spree, often in wealthy neighborhoods. They take everything they can, or they bust into retail shops and steal lots of jewelry and handbags, and they're very profitable. And God, a friend of mine told me years ago on the West Side that there was something like 24 robberies in his general neighborhood, and he said it was the Chilean gangs. I guess the local cops had told him that. We'll talk to Nathan Hawkman, see how they busted this case. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Burglary arrests. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. As you heard John just talking about, 7 people have been arrested in connection with dozens of home burglaries.
It's believed the culprits are part of sophisticated burglary rings. DA Nathan Hawkman says they use high-tech tactics like hidden surveillance cameras and Wi-Fi jammers to target their victims. They check social media accounts to see if victims are out of town. And in some cases, they even place DoorDash bags on porches and ring doorbells to see if anyone answers. Authorities urge residents to be cautious of these tactics. Eileen Gonzalez, KFI News.
And Hawkman is going to be on with John after the news. Evacuation warnings are still in place in parts of Chatsworth and West Hills in LA County because of the Sandy Fire in neighboring Simi Valley. The fire has burned 1,700 acres. It's 15% surrounded. Ventura County Fire Department spokesperson Trevor Johnson tells KFI crews will be on the scene for a while.
We have crews and engines in here actively mopping up, securing our edges around the fire. They're going to be in homeowners' backyards, making sure we're not missing anything.
The South Coast Air Quality Management District says its smoke advisory for LA and Orange counties it's no longer in effect. That expired at 4:30, actually, with parts of Ventura, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties that were also under that same order, but that has expired. Michael McGeehee from the Red Cross tells KFI not as many people are using the evacuation center today compared with yesterday.
So if you look around right now, it's a beautiful sky's blue. There's no wind, and people are starting to feel the false sense of security, I think, to some degree.
Evacuation orders are still in place, in neighborhoods in Simi Valley. The LA County Medical Examiner's Office says it's still looking into the cause of death of a 4-year-old girl who was found in a car in Valley Village. Adina Nevo was pronounced dead at the scene yesterday. Cops say it's not clear how long she was inside that car, but temps were in the upper 80s in the San Fernando Valley. Officials say a 12-year-old girl died of natural causes after being bullied at school.
The LA County Medical Examiner says Kimberly Zabaleta died from a spontaneously ruptured group of blood vessels in the brain and listed the manner of death as natural. Zabaleta died in late February, days after her family says another student at Reseda High School hit her on the head with a metal water bottle. She was treated and released from the hospital, then later collapsed from a brain hemorrhage. The LAPD had said her death was being investigated as a possible homicide. The family says the medical examiner report ignores the undeniable reality of what happened to Kimberly. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
LA City Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez is calling for an audition of the LA 28 Organizing Committee.
The committee has a $7.1 billion projected budget, and while California legislators have agreed to have state taxpayers cover $270 million in potential losses, anything additional would fall on LA taxpayers. Councilwoman Rodriguez has proposed a full independent audit of LA 28 as a safeguard to make sure LA taxpayers aren't left holding the bag. If approved, the measure would be placed on the November ballot for LA voters. Eileen Gonzalez, KFI News.
Former Cuban President Raul Castro has been charged in the U.S. It's in connection with the shooting down of 2 planes carrying humanitarian aid in the 90s. Legal analyst Dan Abrams says Castro is still in Cuba, and it remains to be seen how he will make it to the U.S.
Cuba doesn't extradite, right? So there's going to have to be some new policy that is implemented based on political force to get Cuba to suddenly give up Raul Castro.
Castro has been charged with murder. We're going to the 57 next.
Here's what your financial advisor won't tell you. By the time the news says buy gold, it's too late. All right, it's a fact. Spring is the best time to buy a used car. GiveMeTheVin.com wants to buy your car. Whether it's your daily driver, pickup truck, SUV, minivan, or exotic car. If Give Me the VIN doesn't beat a deal from CarMax or Carvana, they'll pay you $100. You go to GiveMeTheVin.com, enter your car's VIN or license plate number. You'll get an offer in minutes, well above any dealer quote. Go to one of their pickup locations or they'll come to you. It's easy. It's fast. It's GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Southland weather from KFI, sunny tomorrow. Highs mid-70s, metro LA, low 80s in the valleys, around 80 in the high desert and inland OC. Windy in the high desert, low 70s for the beaches, low 80s to low 90s in the IE. Right now, 74 in Dana Point, 85 in Anaheim, the same in Diamond Bar, 81 in Simi Valley. The KFI financial update brought to you by Supersure, supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed up 645. S&P 500 up 79. NASDAQ up 400. Slow on the 57 in orange.
northbound side is filling in, getting away from Orangewood. You remain on the brakes ahead all the way to Chapman, heading into Placentia. You've got a slight opening before you're on the brakes again out of Brea from Lambert all the way to the 60 in Diamond Bar. The 60 eastbound also backing up all the way out of East LA from just about the 5 freeway. Delays and stretches as you continue all the way to the 57 in Diamond Bar and tough on the 15 into the Cajon Pass. That drive is loading up at the 210 freeway all the way to the 138. Also, it's a tough drive on the 210. This is eastbound in Pasadena, leaving the 134. Delays all the way to Citrus. I'm also looking at the 405 West make that Culver City. Northbound delays from Venice Boulevard all the way to the 5 merge into Sylmar, and the 101 southbound backing up out of Calabasas, leaving Las Virgenes. You're on the brakes and stretches to the 170, 134 split. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
Imagine a scenario where you or your loved one faces a threat. Your first instinct might be to use lethal force, but it's crucial to consider a less lethal alternative first to avoid the legal complications. Introducing Byrna. Byrna's less lethal launcher. This device is equipped with chemical irritants and kinetic rounds, designed to incapacitate an attacker for up to 40 minutes, providing a critical window for you to escape. Here's a real-life account from a Byrna customer named Adam. While heading to his night shift, Adam encountered a road-raging driver who swerved dangerously, stopped abruptly, and aggressively approached him. Adam dialed 911 and protected himself with his Byrna launcher. He aimed the laser at the aggressor's chest, which immediately de-escalated the situation. The driver returned to his vehicle and awaited the police. That night, Byrna saved 2 lives. Byrna is legal in all 50 states, requires no background checks, and can be conveniently shipped directly to your door. Over 750,000 units sold. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA.com.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI, AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show. We continue. We're on from 3 to 6. After 6, John Kobylt Show on demand, the podcast. We're live on YouTube again. Live on YouTube at youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. Subscribe, become a member, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. And they busted up, and by they, I mean the LA County, LAPD busted up a South American robbery ring. 7 gang members have been arrested, and LA County DA Nathan Hawkman had a big press conference yesterday today to describe what went on and what these guys are being charged with and how their operation works. Nathan Hawkman, welcome to the show. How are you?
Great to be here. I'm great. Thank you very much for inviting me on.
It's good to have you on again. So describe this South American gang and what they did and what the charges are.
So what the cases were actually 7 different individuals from South America who were in 3 different cases. There was one gentleman, his name was Byron Gonzalo Saez Sotomayor, also known as Kevin Diaz. He actually engaged in 18 different residential burglaries that we charged him with. And again, he was someone who ultimately got caught because when he came into that last house, the owner was there. The owner then dialed 911 quickly. The police got there, and they literally caught him red-handed. He had the handbag stuffed with jewelry. He had his tools. He had broken in through a window. And then when they actually were able to connect him to other robberies, they found out he had done 17 other robberies. That guy's looking at 26 years in prison. The other 2 sets of charges, and by the way, that particular robber was involved in the San Fernando Valley and in West Los Angeles. A second operation was 3 different South Americans. They got caught. This was a situation where they were operating in Ventura County and in Santa Clarita. So the Ventura County Sheriff's Department worked with the LA Sheriff's Department in order to catch these 3 people. And when they caught him again, it was one of those situations where the surveillance managed to actually nail them. They then tracked the cars down. They used airships, and they eventually got the 3 individuals. These guys are looking at everywhere from 6 years to 17 years in prison. And the last group was, again, a trio of South Americans. They were very active in Burbank. And when they were active in Burbank, they were ones that went ahead and would get to the second story window often by using, in this case, chairs that were on the side of a house. But again, this time they got caught. The police arrived, in this case, very quickly, and all 3 were eventually arrested that same night.
So in the past, I mean, according to Jim McDonnell, the LA police chief, they come in on tourist visas for 90 days. Then they commit their robberies, and then they leave the country. Even if they get caught, they bail out and leave the country anyway. Now, is there a way to hold on to these guys and put them in prison?
There is. 5 of the 7 individuals got significant bail, and we make the argument. And 2 of them, unfortunately, we made an argument to a judge that if you release these folks on their own recognizance, they'll be gone. They are a complete flight risk, and that argument, unfortunately, did not work with 2 of the individuals. And sure enough, if they show up for their next court date, I'll be a bit surprised. But we make that argument to the judges to educate them. These are not victimless crimes. First-degree residential burglary is often a situation where some family could be terrorized as their house is being robbed while they're either in it or they've been momentarily or in some cases out of the city, away from it. But they come back to find everything broken into. Their home, which is their sanctuary, has now been invaded. And we're trying to explain to judges that when we catch these people, Judge, you need to give them meaningful bail so that they actually show up at their next court hearing so they can go through the criminal justice process. And when we can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they committed these crimes, they end up in prison. Why would
Judges want to give a light bail to international criminals who belong to an organized ring? What it seems like they should get really harsh bail so we can hold on to them. Of course, they're flight risks. You know, they just come into town to steal.
Yeah, that's about as common sense as you can possibly get. So I have no idea why these 2 judges. I mean, often the judges will look at it as if they have no criminal record. They view these as effectively victimless crimes because no one got physically hurt during the crime. And we're trying to explain to them that this is a serious problem in LA County, that the way you deter criminals is that when they get caught, you give them meaningful bail so that they can't escape justice by just going back to their home country. And we're able to then send the message to the would-be criminals that are thinking, should I come to LA County or should I maybe focus on somewhere else in the country? We want them out of LA County immediately.
I have read and seen news stories on these gangs for years, and it seems it's been very difficult to get a hold of them, that they're really slippery.
Well, I think you're right. These are actually some of the more sophisticated crews. What they're doing is when the sheriff gave some examples of some of the tools that they use, they'll put cameras in sort of fake lawn kind of cylindrical things in your yard to actually monitor when you're coming in and out of your house.
Oh, they drop cameras in bushes.
Correct. They bring and they caught in these cases, they caught one of those cameras. They caught a Wi-Fi jammer that someone had. They caught someone with a DoorDash sort of bag that they then used to pretend they were part of DoorDash. You know, these folks are the kind that will surveil the house. They actually don't want people in the house because then they can get in and get out and spend more time to take more of your stuff and have a better chance of not being detected.
Is there a way to
they're the kind of people that also look for the weak points. Some people, unfortunately, leave doors or windows open. Some don't have alarms that extend all the way out to their second floor. And they'll try to figure out the weakest point in a structure. And then the other thing they do, and the sheriff pointed this out as well, is they'll monitor people's social media connected with a particular residence. And if they see people showing off their watches, their jewelries, their handbags, and then saying, I'm in Paris now for a beautiful trip, they're going to elevate that house as a target because they know that there's stuff to steal in that house and the people aren't going to be there.
Is there any way to work with the federal government to get a handle on these guys coming into the country since they're all on tourist visas?
We actually, law enforcement, again, can work with the federal government. The federal government was involved in one of the bigger takedowns of a Chilean operation where they went after the fencers. Because all these Chileans, they're not stealing the handbags, the jewelries, and the watches to wear them. They're immediately trying to turn this into money, which means they get it to a fencing operation. And what had happened is the federal government, working with the local law enforcement, tracked down 2 of the fencers, then surveilled the fencing operations, waited until the Chileans ended up bringing the stuff to the fencers, and then they busted the whole operation and found a whole lot of stuff, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise that the fencer had in a warehouse. So the federal government has been involved working with local law enforcement, and obviously they also are in charge of the borders, and hopefully they will take steps to effectively monitor who comes into this country and who doesn't.
Nathan Hawkman, thank you for coming on and explaining all this.
My pleasure.
All right. Nathan Hawkman, the LA County DA. And we're talking about a case that included the LAPD. Chief Jim McDonald spoke at the press conference, LA County Sheriff Robert Luna. There are also representatives from the Ventura County Police and Sheriff's Department as well. And all these, this is why we give them more money so they could hire more police and sheriff's deputies so they could have even larger special units to take on these gangs. This is what we work for. This is why we pay tax money for this stuff. Because this South American gang robbery rings, they've run rampant all over the place. More coming up. We got $1,000 we're giving away, and Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. The backgrounds of 2 teens who cops say carried out a shooting at a mosque in San Diego are coming to light. And Peel the Bay's annual report card of the worst beaches has come out. We will have more at the bottom of the hour. Heading over to the 5 next.
Memorial Day is a time to honor great service, and at American Vision Windows, their family is looking out for yours. From May 17th through the end of the month, take advantage of their Memorial Day sale and save 25% on your entire project. But that's not all. As a special token of appreciation, they are including a free Sun Matrix package upgrade. That is a genuine glow-up for your home's comfort and savings on your heat and air conditioning bills. They've installed over 1 million windows for California homeowners. Most jobs done in a day. Save 25%. Get your Sun Matrix upgrade too before May 31st. New customers only for this offer. Some restrictions apply. Call or see the website for details. Again, offer ends May 31st. AmericanVisionWindows.com, California's most trusted window replacement company. Go to AmericanVisionWindows.com or call 888-771-2188.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs upper 70s to low 90s. This report brought to you by True Green. From your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. Crash on the 5 in Castaic.
This one's on the southbound side, coming up on the lower crossover where the 2 right lanes remain off limits due to a big rig that's on its side. And delays are loading up away from Templin Highway. We're also heading into downtown Los Angeles with a stall. 10 westbound before Alameda. Middle lane is blocked, sending you back off of the 5. And out to Ontario with a stall. 10 eastbound before Archibald. It looks like it's been pushed out of lanes into the center divider, but it's going to be a tough drive out there anyway. And you've got a really slow drive in the Cajon Pass. 15 northbound, leaving the 210 all the way to the 138. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
We had a ton of listeners calling for that April Spring Smile special. So I talked to the team at Lasting Smiles and convinced them to extend it into May. So it's May, but they're only doing a limited number of cases at these prices. That's the catch. Once these spots are gone, they're gone. So if you have rotted, decayed, gross, disgusting, foul-smelling teeth, and you're shopping around for dental implants, waiting for the right deal, well, this is the right deal. You're not going to get a better one. At Lasting Smiles, you get decades of experience, cutting-edge digital technology, and some of the best pricing in the industry. And right now, you can get free comprehensive dental exams with full 3D imaging, a custom treatment plan built for you. They're offering payments as low as $149 a month on approved credit. Transform your smile and your whole life for only $149 a month. People will stop turning away. This offer is limited. First come, first serve. Lock in your spot. Mention KFI or John to get the special. LastingSmiles.com. Call 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE.
True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details. This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
How do you turn your backyard or front yard from a normal everyday yard into something spectacular? System Pavers will do exactly that. I've used them for paved driveways, synthetic turf, landscape lighting, and System Pavers does it right. No dead grass, no outdated hardscape, no cracked concrete, and they offer complete outdoor living too. Barbecue islands, fire features, water features, you name it. And until May 30th, here is their offer. Free demolition and removal of existing concrete, brick, or asphalt, and instant recycling credit, which is applied to any new project. And I'm on my second go-round with them at my new home. It's a joy having friends and family be jealous of your yard and outdoor living space. System Pavers are that good. Call 800-PAVE-004, 800-PAVE-004, systempavers.com/KFI. Website for full offer details. Contractor's license 661575. Call Lear Capital for your free gold investment kit. 800-225-8100.
LNK's Therapy Thursday is now a podcast. One confession can turn into a full-on phone explosion. Hear the drama, the heartbreak, and the advice everyone's talking about on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. LNK's Therapy Thursday, the podcast.
With iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. If you manage a business or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. Again, that's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Hey guys, it's us, the Jonas Brothers. I'm Joe. I'm Kevin. And I'm Nick. And guess what? We created our own podcast called Hey Jonas.
We invented a podcast?
Well, we didn't invent it. We just contributed to it.
first
people to do podcasts. We get to ask other people questions because we're sick and tired of being asked questions. Well, sick and tired is a strong way to put it, but you know, tired and sick. Tired and sick.
Listen to Hey Jonas on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Hey Jonas and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
Hey, it's Conway Show today after 6 p.m. This is Memorial Day weekend coming up. A lot of people don't know that, but we'll have all the details on where the hell everyone's going this weekend. That's today at 6 on the Conway Show, right here on KFI.
$1,000 giveaway.
Now is your opportunity to win $1,000. Yes! Just enter the nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. That's cash, C-A-S-H. Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash. Brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
What's the word? I wasn't paying attention again. Cash. Enter it at KFIAM640.com/cash. If you win, you get an email. Check your junk and spam folder. Listen every hour, every weekday from 9 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. Next chance to win is 9:20 tomorrow morning with Gary and Shannon. I don't have to pay attention because I'm not eligible to win. You have to pay attention and know the word. And it's cash. After 5:30, we're going to be back for another round 3 of Karen Bass on with Alex Michelson on CNN, John Kobylt Show. And we're live streaming youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. Live streams online. Now, I saw this story today in the Wall Street Journal, and I haven't believed in the jury system since the OJ verdict. I wrote that off. And it looks like a majority of the jurors in this country don't believe in the system anymore either. So when we get bad verdicts, I'm letting you know up front that a lot of people have given up. So who knows what we're going to get in the future.
I have jury duty. I postponed it, though, until I think September. I can't wait to say I work on this show.
You should get a quick exit. I've been called for jury duty, and I actually made it to the semifinals as they were pairing off the candidates, like cutting the candidates. And I'm starting to panic, thinking, what am I going to do? And it was a guy who's like a gang member who'd had a criminal record harming women, sexually assaulting them. Of course, he shows up in a suit, 3-piece suit to hide his tattoos. And he's got some old hippie lawyer with a ponytail and a red face from drinking too much. And the guy comes in, pleads not guilty. And I was one of the potential jurors. And the judge goes, okay, I have to read this guy's record. He goes through the record, and it's heinous stuff. Now, is there anybody here on the jury, because you heard his past record, his past conviction, you are so inflamed that you could not possibly give him a fair hearing? And I shot up so fast. It's like, yes, I am angry and inflamed. I cannot possibly give this guy a fair shot. So he let me go. That was the closest I ever came. Now, here's how bad it is. And I'm telling you, you're not going to believe this story. The whole story is about how everyone, because of political divisions and everybody is mistrustful, 57% of potential jurors distrust the system. 57%. 65% are willing to take the law into their own hands, which means jury nullification, which means they don't care what the evidence says. It's how they feel. So they're going to decide guilty or not guilty based on, their emotions that day. So get this story. Florida jury, it's an opioid-related case. And this is like office behavior. One of the jurors, they most of them decided they'd have a group costume day for Halloween. And it was based on a pair of Dr. Seuss characters, Thing 1 and Thing 2. I'm not making this up. Juror number 2, a graphic designer, made each panelist a thing sign that matched that person's juror number. So you had Thing 1, Thing 2, Thing 3, Thing 4, Thing 5, all the way. And they had to wear black or red shirts. Don't you hate that stuff?
Oh, I'm not into that.
When juror number 5 showed up in a navy blazer, it was a guy named Gerson. The woman, it was her idea, later became a forewoman. She got annoyed. And they browbeat him to put on his Thing 5 sign. And then he ripped it off right after the picture. I left it where it belonged, in the jury room. I knew at that moment we would have a problem, said Traylor, the woman who came up with this stupid idea. Now, if I was ever in a jury and I had to wear a costume on Halloween and a sign around my neck that said Thing 2 or Thing 5, and there was a picture of these poor saps, people do this stuff. Oh, yeah, that would be fun. Oh, that would be really fun. Let's do it. I'm taking hostages in the jury room. That's it. You're all under house arrest here. I couldn't possibly be in a room with brain dead morons like that. Oh, let's wear Thing 1 and Thing 2 signs. Isn't that funny? Oh God, that's horrible.
And you're the bad person because you don't. That right?
Yes,
because you don't want to do it.
Right. They're angry with me because I don't want to act like a fool. They do this in offices.
I know.
This is why I can't work in offices.
This is why I only have one friend here, you. I'm just kidding. You too, Eric. No, I'm kidding. There are some people that like me here. Very few.
That is actually a good sign.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah. You have a lot of people like you. It means there's something wrong with you. Just my opinion. Also, there's tremendous amount of bias. 47% of jurors say they're biased against large corporations. That's double from 7 years ago. 57% distrust the system. 65% are willing to take the law into their own hands rather than follow the judge's instructions. 2/3 don't want to follow the judge's instructions. Yeah, I'm not going to go sit in a jury room and argue with those people. I'm not doing that. They can arrest me. You know what? Throw me in jail. Put me up on trial for not sitting with idiots.
But they're the ones that are going to determine your fate.
In a world where juror nullification is increasingly more the rule than the exception, feeling good about the facts might not be enough. Oh, great. I'm going to argue with people who aren't interested in the facts of the case. That's it. This is hopeless. Everything's going to get worse. But I am never, ever, ever wearing a costume that says thing 1 or thing 2. You're the only one I wear a costume for.
I was going to say, you do it for Pastathon every year.
I'll dress up any way you ask me to.
You just gave me an idea.
You better be wearing thing 2 then.
I don't dress up.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's the new rule.
For the kids, you would.
Yeah, for the Pastathon, if you dress me up, you're getting dressed up too.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I think I'm going to be sick that day.
The YouTube stream will be great that day.
Deborah, all right, we come back. Karen Bass, another round of Alex Michelson clips. We're playing a few every hour. She was on CNN last night, and she's just an utter fool. She is thing 1. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
7 people have been charged with felonies in connection with a surge of residential burglaries in the San Fernando Valley and surrounding communities. LA County DA Nathan Hawkman, who was on with John just a little while ago, said that they are accused of prowling neighborhoods, smashing their way into homes and stealing stuff from families. He's urged people to protect themselves by notifying neighbors, police, or sheriff's deputies when they plan to be out of town. The backgrounds of 2 teenagers who police say carried out a shooting at a mosque in San Diego on Monday are coming to light. ABC's Alex Stone says one of them had a previous interaction with police.
Early last year, police in Chula Vista outside of San Diego spoke with one of the 2 shooters, Caleb Vasquez. Police reviewed his social media and found neo-Nazi rhetoric, but they did not feel there was enough evidence to make an arrest.
Authorities say they are treating the shooting as a hate crime. Heal the Bay's annual report card of worst beaches has given a failing grade to the Santa Monica Pier for the 10th year in a row. It placed second behind Playa Blanca Beach near Tijuana. Santa Monica was the only beach in LA County to make the top 10, while no beaches in Orange County made it on the beach bummer list. San Mateo County, just below San Francisco, had 6 of the top 10 worst beaches. Heal the Bay says 91% of California beaches earned an A or B grade for water quality during summer dry conditions. A new UCLA and Dartmouth survey shows legal experts believe the rule of law in the U.S. has fallen to its lowest point in at least a decade during President Trump's second term.
Federal judges, elite lawyers, law professors, political scientists, and members of the public cited concerns about politicized law enforcement, executive branch overreach, and weakening checks and balances in government. 94% said Trump's second term is a greater threat to the rule of law than his first, and 91% said it's more threatening than Biden's presidency. There was concern over political retaliation, with nearly half of federal judges fearing harassment for ruling against the government. UCLA Law's Rick Hassan says the experts see our democracy under serious stress. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
A federal judge is ordering the White House to follow the Presidential Records Act. ABC's Peter Haralambu says a group of historians raised concerns about the Trump administration failing to store records properly.
Every president since Reagan has complied with the law, but the Department of Justice last month issued an opinion arguing the law was unconstitutional and that the White House didn't need to follow it.
The judge has rejected that opinion and has given the Trump administration until next week to start complying with the law. And for the first time in 23 years, there will be no cherry harvest in Leona Valley.
An unusually warm winter meant cherries didn't grow this year in the high desert town that's situated in a narrow valley west of Palmdale. Weekends in May are usually a busy time for several family-owned orchards that allow people in to pick their own cherries. The largest is Villa del Sol Sweet Cherry Farms, which has about 3,600 cherry trees on 25 acres of land. But this year, no cherries. In LA County, the average temperature from October to March was 4 degrees warmer than the 30-year average. The 53rd Annual Cherry Festival and Parade will be held as planned June 6th. Amy King, KFI News.
We're heading over to the 210 next.
Here's a question. How many brokers does it take to insure your business? If you're like most business owners, the answer is too many. Multiple policies, multiple applications, no clear view of how it all fits together. And when questions come up, it's not easy to get the clarity you need. SuperSure changes that. One broker for all your business insurance, backed by a team that works with you year-round, not just at renewal. If you've ever stared at a policy wondering, what does this actually cover? SuperSure has a fine print facts tool that translates the legal jargon into plain English, so you know what's covered and what's not. Right now, you can go to supersure.com and get a full report on your current policies, no obligation. Find out if you're overinsured, underinsured, somewhere in between. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. Supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Southland weather from KFI, sunny tomorrow and a little cooler, mid-70s for Metro LA, low 80s in the valleys, around 80 in the high desert and inland OC, windy in the high desert, low 70s at the beaches, low 80s to low 90s in the IE. Right now it's 85 in Laguna Woods and 82 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Stall on the 210 in Azusa.
So this one is along the eastbound side of that 210, and it's coming up at Vernon. That's where they're clearing it out of lanes. But, overall delays for the 210 eastbound are just going to be loading up out of Pasadena from the 134 freeway. And then beyond the scene of the stall, you have slowing in stretches from the 57 all the way to the 15. The 15 northbound remains a tough drive into the Cajon Pass. Delays leaving the 210 freeway. It's thinning out, but you still have some heavy stretches of slowing all the way to the 138. Let's check out the drive on the 60 eastbound getting out of Glen Avon. That's where things slow down at Petley Road. And that 60 eastbound remains tough all the way to Day Street in Moreno Valley. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Is it time to sell your house? Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to move. Or you just inherited a home that you don't want. Whatever the reason, you call Seller's Advantage. They've been buying homes for decades. They have reviews. You could read them yourself. And everybody's happy because they buy the homes as is for cash and they close in days. What else do you want? And then you don't have to spend money on repairs or preparing your home to be shown, having people coming in and out. No. You'll just get a great offer as is for cash. Call Seller's Advantage for a free and no obligation offer today. 888-321-AS-IS. 888-321-AS-IS. 888-321-2747. SellersAdvantage.com.
Seller's Advantage will buy your home, make it easy so that you don't have to worry. Sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Oh, DRE, wait a second. I flipped the page. DRE number 0196165A. Providence Realty DRE number 0191522. That's very important.
Have you inherited a home and want to avoid the stress and hassle of selling? Call Wedgwood Homes first to discuss your options. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming. Probate paperwork, multiple heirs, property taxes, repairs, and maybe even an existing mortgage. With Wedgwood Homes, there's no need to clean or clear out the house and no repairs or updates. We buy as is and provide a fast, reliable, all-cash offer. No commissions, no hassle. The Wedgwood Homes team can guide you through the process with experts in probate, trusts, and shared inheritance. Wedgwood Homes' offer is firm with no strings and no last-minute price drops like other cash buyers. We can close in as little as 3 days or on your timeline. Avoid competing with new inventory and demanding buyers in the real estate market. Let Wedgwood Homes ease the process so you can help your family move forward. Call 800-307-2010 today for your no-obligation cash offer. That's 800-307-2010. 800-307-2010 or wedgwoodhomes.com. Southern California's trusted home buyer for 40 years.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
In this edition of the Marketers Report, Monica Tam, head of brand media for DoorDash, talks about audio's connection to daily rituals.
Audio plays a really important role. There's daily rituals that you do. In all of those moments, you're able to instill a message that lingers in their head when they do have to make that decision.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to the audiences, live conversations, and trusted influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST Medical.
Experience, reputation, and trust matter. If you've been injured, opolaw.com.
KFI, Los Angeles, broadcasting with 50,000 watts of power, 640 kilograms.
Remember when you used to have a radio to listen to KFI? KFI is on the iHeartRadio app and brings you digital sound. If you haven't heard KFI on the free iHeartRadio app, you haven't heard KFI. AM 640, more stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We're on from 3 to 6 in about a half an hour. Release the podcast, John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. YouTube, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. We're live on YouTube right now. And we did a live stream special hour at 11 o'clock this morning from the home studio. So you ought to watch that as well. There's your extra hour. 11 this morning we did it. So watch all of it. Listen to all of it. Now, we have periodically this afternoon been playing clips from Alex Michelson's interview on CNN with Karen Bass. Just some of the preposterous things that she has said. The first clip we played earlier in the show, he said, hey, you said 3.5 years ago you were going to eliminate homelessness by 2026. Yeah, I know I said that. Well, I'm ready to do it now. I didn't realize there'd be so many bureaucratic barriers. It was really hard. There's a lot of resistance from people in the industry. Cut off their money then. Fire them. Cut off the money to the nonprofits. Fire the bureaucrats who aren't going along with it. You think Rick Caruso would have said that? Oh, it's really hard. I don't know. People aren't listening to me. You see, that's why he's successful. That's why his shopping centers are beautiful and very popular, and there isn't a detail out of place. That is leadership that's being in charge, and people know that they have to get the job done or somebody else is going to do it. And Karen Bass never ran anything. Oh, I didn't know. There's people who don't want to listen to me. Oh, I didn't know that people making 6-figure salaries aren't going to want to give up their salaries by solving the homeless problem. Do you realize how many people would be out of work if she eliminated homelessness? Thousands of people would be out of work. People would be losing their 6- and 7-figure jobs. That's why. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, sure. Let's play some more clips here. All right. She said, what's the next 4 years going to look like? Here's the answer.
The next 4 years really looks like an absolute overhaul and reconstruction of the system to deal with homelessness. It looks like a more cost-effective way rather than motels, moving away from that. And it looks like an end to street homelessness. And I will continue to hold on to that as my ultimate goal so that encampments are gone, which means that there'll be a tent here and a tent there, but it's easy to resolve a tent here and a tent there.
All right, stop. This is what she said 3.5 years ago. It's the exact same speech. She gives this speech, 3.5 years go by, nothing gets done. She stuffed people into hotels and motels, and most of those people come out during the daytime to buy their drugs and steal stuff. That doesn't really help. Play some more.
Than it is, an encampment. It'll mean that our infrastructure is finally being addressed. Alex, did you know, as the nation's second largest city, that we've never had a comprehensive infrastructure plan, which is why we have broken lights and broken sidewalks, and our infrastructure issues have been a problem for the last 3 to 4 decades. So what is true is that as I
Stop. We've had 4 Democrats in a row over the last 26 years. The last 3 decades, we had Jim Hahn, Tony Villar, Eric Garcetti, Karen Bass. 4 Democrats, 26 years of rule, and what did we get? No infrastructure plan, no plan to fix sidewalks, fix roads, or fix broken lights. The last mayor that was effective was Dick Reardon, a businessman. Oh, what do you know? Another one of those guys who ran companies. You don't want that. All right, let's go to cut 7.
What do you make of her campaign?
Nithya Raman. Yeah, this is why Nithya Raman is running.
What do you make of her campaign?
Well, one of these days I'll understand it because I don't understand it now. This is somebody who endorsed me publicly. We had just sent out a press release. I had worked closely with her. So one of these days, hopefully I'll understand what this was about.
What do you see as the biggest policy difference between the two of you?
Well, the biggest difference to me between her and I is that her proposals and her ideas tend to be very theoretical and academic, and I think that that's a wonderful thing in a university. But the practicality of her ideas, she's been in City Hall twice as long as I have. She's not an outsider, she's not new, and she's not been able to succeed in these policies because she doesn't have support from her colleagues on the council.
She's in charge of the Homelessness Committee. What are you talking about? She has to approve any homeless-related legislation coming out of the council, or she could kill it in committee. What are you talking about? Gibberish, nonsense, lies. Speaking of Raman, she's getting a lot of crap from everybody over her stupid ban that she announced. She proposed banning outdoor barbecues during high fire danger times. National Review went through the history of fires in recent years. Shockingly, they didn't find one single fire that came from an outdoor barbecue. Wildfire. Not one structure, not one death, not one evacuation. No wildfires came from outdoor barbecues. Rick Caruso called the plan probably the dumbest idea I have ever heard. Spencer Pratt posted a video cooking outside with the caption, "Come and take it." So Raman was trying to backpedal at her event yesterday, but she is the biggest educated fool I've ever seen. I'm not trying to ban backyard barbecues. Yes, you were. But I do think, yes, in the very highest fire severity zones on red flag days, the days of the highest risk, which happen about 7 days a year, I think a conversation around how we minimize wildfire risk in Los Angeles is worth having. No. There's your conversation. No. Get out of town. Go away. You're banning barbecues. 0 barbecues have caused wildfires. 0. You got a number lower than 0? Well, we should have a conversation. No, there is no conversation. We're not having any more conversations about stupid ideas. All they want to do is ban things. By the way, especially if it's something that might bring people enjoyment. Oh, you're having a good time? You're having a barbecue? You can't have that. The government says no. Cannot stand these people. All right. Got more coming up. My burgers are endangered. They're at risk.
They are?
Well, yeah. She bans the barbecue. Can't make burgers. Deborah Mark is live in the
Remember, you're going to eat one live on the air without your shirt.
I am not.
That's a cheeseburger.
I am not doing that.
Well, then you have to refund that person's money.
I'll refund the person's money. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Firefighters in Southern California are still battling several wildfires. President Trump has defended the time frame of the war in Iran. We'll have more at the top of the hour. Going to the 91 next.
Lasting Smiles dental implants. We had a huge response to their April Smile special. So I got them to extend it into May, but they're only offering a limited number of spots at these prices. If you're dealing with rotten, ugly, missing teeth and you're waiting for the right deal, well, this is it. You get a free comprehensive dental exam, 3D imaging, a custom treatment plan, and payments as low as $149 a month on approved credit. You can swing that, you get a new set of beautiful teeth. This is a limited offer, first come, first serve. Call now, lock in your spot, mention KFI or John. LastingSmiles.com. Call 844-GO-SMILE, 844-GO-SMILE, 844-GO-SMILE.
Southland weather from KFI, sunny tomorrow, high 70s to low 90s. This report brought to you by Pro-Life Across America. Stall on the 91 in Anaheim Hills.
This one is along the eastbound side, and it's coming right up on, let me pull that up. It just hopped away. Here we go. It is on the eastbound side before Weir Canyon, blocking the left lane, and the drive is slow moving away from the 57 freeway. The drive in Fountain Valley, kind of tough. They're getting a stall out of lanes 405 southbound before Brookhurst. Last two is where we're blocked at last check, but they're clearing it. Delays off of Golden West. Hey, good news in Castaic. This overturned Big Rig looks like it's wrapped up on the 5 southbound before the lower crossover. All lanes should be open. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Silver is no longer just a commodity. It's a strategic resource. Global demand is hitting record highs while supply remains tight. Call Lear Capital at 800-225-8100 for a free silver report. Lear Capital, 800-225-8100.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Do you ever feel like stress and anxiety are running your life, affecting your reactions, your decisions, even your relationships? You're not alone, and it doesn't have to stay that way. For decades, millions have turned to the best-selling book, Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health, for a true understanding of the human mind and why we sometimes think, feel, and act in self-defeating ways. Now you can experience the power of Dianetics for yourself at a live weekend seminar. At a Dianetics seminar, you'll learn exactly how the mind works, gain control over your life, and achieve true happiness. A single weekend can change everything. Register today and take charge of your mental health. Go to Dianetics.org/seminar. That's Dianetics.org/seminar.
If you've seen termites, wings, or droppings, it's time to call Pacific Coast Termite for a free written inspection. And with Pacific Coast Termite, they use orange oil and Ultraset for treatment. There's no tenting, no move out, and no pumping your home with poisonous gas. You, the kids, and pets can even stay home while they work. Call now for a 10% discount on termite services and a free 2-year warranty. Plus, get 90-day same-as-cash financing on approved credit. Call 800-PACIFIC. Some restrictions apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Ronald Reagan was president when Habas Law was born.
A lot has changed in the past 40 years, but the ideals and philosophies that hold Habas Law together have not changed at all.
Our core beliefs have only grown stronger.
We believe in doing the right thing.
Because it's the right thing to do.
My father taught me that. I'm Omar Habas.
His father was my grandfather. I'm Nicholas Habis.
My father owned a small group of neighborhood markets.
Little grocery stores.
And he knew all his customers.
And his customers knew him.
When a family was down on their luck,
he would always let them take whatever groceries they needed until they were back on their feet.
My father always did the right thing.
Because it was the right thing to do.
We are his descendants.
And we do it too.
When you've been injured
and you're having a bad day,
call 1-800-INJURED.
And your bad day will go away.
Call Habis Law.
Your day is about to get a whole lot better.
What my father did for others,
we're going to do for you.
HABBASlaw.com.
Omar Habis and Nicholas Habis are California licensed attorneys with an office in Los Angeles. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Coming up on the next Gary and Shannon show.
What is life like after you stop your GLP-1?
Show starts tomorrow at 9.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We are on every day from 3 to 6. After 6 o'clock, in just a few minutes, the podcast, John Kobylt Show on Demand. And you can follow us at John Kobylt Radio on social media. And our YouTube is coming to a close here. You can subscribe, become a member, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. And we put out an extra bonus hour. We had a live stream hour at 11 o'clock this morning, and that's up there recorded. So you could take it in all those ways. Now, finally, well, this is 15 years too late. The LA Board of Education, after helping to destroy the brains of an entire generation of students, is finally looking at screen time limits for its students. A total ban until second grade, and then slowly phase it in as the children get older. The ban would start at the beginning of the school year this fall. And one reason for the delay is the district wants to develop a way to monitor how much technology students are using. I have an idea. Ban the iPhones. That's it. Ban the iPhones. No iPhones. That's going to cut usage dramatically. No iPads in the classroom. That's it. There's nothing left now. Have them write by hand. Seriously. Have them use their hand and a notebook and a pen. There you go. Problem solved. No electronics. Because the school scores, they handed out free iPads to everybody. They allowed iPhones all day and night. What happened? School scores are lower than they were 35 years ago. Really. I believe you have over half the kids graduate now from Los Angeles School District, half of them, more than half, and they can't read. They're not proficient at reading. And 3/4 graduate not proficient at math. I mean, they're graduated anyway. They're given a diploma because you can't keep them in until they're 35 years old. What are you going to do? Your tax money paid for this. On top of it, a lot of them don't even speak English. So they're not reading proficient. They're not math proficient. They don't speak English. Hey, go have a good life. Courtesy of the taxpayer. So grades 2 to 5, the screen time limits is going to start in November. So the use of the phones are already prohibited, but I guess this is going to get rid of the iPads or tablets, whatever. Screens outright banned, preschool through first grade. For grades 2 and 3, a limit of 20 minutes a day. 4 and 5, 30 minutes a day. 6 through 8, you'll get between an hour and 2 hours. And 9 through 12, it's up to 3 hours a day. Because they do a lot of teaching, obviously, in the classrooms on the screens. You know, if it worked, I mean, there were all kinds of hype and promises, gigantic amounts of money spent probably to scam companies, but it didn't work. The policy makes it clear teachers should not authorize students to use computers for the fun of it, even if they finish their work early or complete it well. Yes, read a book. And we're going to go back to the old century. We're going to go back to the 1900s. All that stuff worked. This stuff didn't work. Of course, if you criticize the stuff at the time, it's like, well, you don't understand. Times are changing. You sound old. Well, they just... No. This new way is a failure. Absolute, total failure. Took them 15 years to admit it. Well, that's all right. Well, the companies they gave the contracts to, they made a lot of money. And the kids, hey, they're brain dead. What are you going to do? All right, we're done. Conway is up next, and we'll see you tomorrow. And we've got Michael Crozier live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.